on, people? Welcome to Football Carnage, and we are back with another Football Mania right here for you guys on the channel. A big week ahead, Champions League quarterfinals, the second legs. We got to get into all of those games. We also got to talk about what's going on in the Premier League, especially concerning Manchester United and Chelsea's managers. Big up to everybody that's in the building, right? Make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe, turn on those post notifications, and make sure to check out everybody who's joined the show. Their channel names are right there on the screen. Joined by my guy, Edwin. We're going to absolutely cook him, hopefully, for the capitulation that his team may have in a couple of days, right? Big up to AA United. Bro, Amorim, we got to talk about that a little later on. And then, you know, we got Omar BYT, Barca Reacts, and also Touchline has joined the show as well. So, look, man, big up to everybody that's in here. How are you guys?
Big up.
Big up, man. Big up,
man.
I'm good, man.
I'm doing fine.
I'm good, man. Crazy 2 days, bro. I mean, I was watching some of the Premier League matchups because the La Liga games were dead. Like Barca, that game was a little boring, 1-0 win for them. Then we got a shaky 1-0 win against Alaves. But the Premier League this past week, and I'm not gonna lie, bro, that show was kind of fire, bro. Like Man City coming back down 2-0 against Palace to win 5. And then, you know, you got Newcastle absolutely cooking Manchester United. You got Chelsea dropping points to Ipswich. That top 4 race is heating up at the moment. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, my money's on Newcastle United, honestly.
Yeah, bro.
Well,
Chelsea's
it's a top 5 race, actually. It's a top 5 race, now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think Newcastle, for me, they look like they're going to secure Champions League football. Chelsea, bro, I mean, I knew it was bad. It's getting worse. It's getting worse with this guy. And also, to be fair, Nottingham Forest, man, I don't know. Their form has been a little bit shaky recently. I'm not gonna lie. The top 4 days is beginning to get interesting around the tail end of the season, for sure.
Yeah, you know what it is though. Like Forest, like because they built that cushion, they can afford to, you know, drop points here and there and not have to really be worried about it. I think at this point of the season, there's a couple more games left. I think they have enough quality to get over the line. But I just want to remind everyone, this guy, Carnage, is a fraud because he definitely has some Chelsea stocks in the beginning of the season. And once again, the team is failing him. So I just want to highlight that. Once again, you were wrong. Again, as usual.
I mean, I definitely do hold some Chelsea stock because I think they have a very talented squad. But the season's not over yet. I said that they'll get top 4. That was my prediction. Who knows?
You know what makes me die is they're still going to win more trophies than Arsenal this season. So, you know, hold that.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Nah, bro, I don't think they're winning the conference.
I want to see how many trophies you're going to win this year as well, too. But
wait, what? Say it again, Edwin?
So I want to see how many trophies they're going to win this year, too.
Who?
Chelsea.
Chelsea and United.
Well, I mean, Chelsea are going to more than likely win the Conference League.
For sure. I mean, that's just not. That's
I mean, like that's kind of like a gimme. Like they have to win that. Absolutely.
Real Betis is going to win it, bro.
I don't know if Manchester United could win the Europa League, though. I mean, like we'll talk about that later because we'll, you know, talk about both the managerial stuff going on. But I mean, look, we definitely do got to kick things off with the UCL. I mean, that's like the big thing that's going on this week. Second legs are about to kick off in the next few days. So I think, look, the best place to start is the Arsenal-Real Madrid matchup, right? Arsenal are going to be traveling to Spain, going to be at the Bernabeu, taking on Real Madrid. They're up 3-0. But I don't know about you guys. I woke up this morning, and I don't know. I was just feeling the remontada just from the studio. I was thinking, you know what? I don't think 3 goals is enough.
He's seen Jude Bellingham's Instagram post. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think 3 goals
You've
is
seen
enough.
The jawline. Do you know what I'm saying? He's seen, we'll see you on Wednesday, a la Madrid.
Now, look, man, forget what
saying?
Jude's talking about, bro. I just have seen a lot of comebacks just in my fandom. Like, that's just what I'm used to. It's what bro, you think that the years that we've won it, we were the best team? No. But we just somehow find a way. Now, do I have any proof of concept that will come back in terms of what I'm seeing this season? Fuck no. But it's like religion. You feel me? I believe in God. But I don't actually have physical proof that he exists. But I have faith. I got faith, bro. Edwin, I see you here. You came in. You joined with your Arsenal jersey, brother. I know that you're nervous a little bit.
I'm not.
I know that you're worried about those opening 20 minutes.
I'm not for real. Like I'm really not. I don't think you understand. For me, this team hasn't conceded 3 goals in almost over 2 years. I mean, like that's a stat to be proud of. And you guys couldn't even score 3 goals against Atletico Madrid, and we, in my opinion, are a better defensive team than they are. So nah, bro. No, I think we are, because if you look at the way that they play, obviously, like they're a great defensive team, but they overcompensate for that because they want to defend more times than not. We defend as a unit, and we score more goals than they do. You know what I'm saying? It's like I think there's levels to the defense that we both boast. But honestly, bro, I'm not really worried.
Atletico scored 4 against Barcelona. To be fair, like as much as defensive as they are, like I think Atletico are a lot harder defensively than Arsenal, in my opinion. I think they're I wouldn't want to come across them. Like it took literally extra time and penalties for Madrid to beat them. I'm not saying that Arsenal aren't good defensively, but I just think Atletico Madrid is just harder to like break down.
I mean, that's fair, but they were home. I'm talking about the first 2 goals Madrid scored.
Yeah.
At the Bernabeu, that was 2-1, right? They were home. I don't think Real Madrid was going to score more than 1 goal in that game anyway, and it proved to be the reason why they had to go to penalties. So, for me, I mean, like they can get goals. They did score 4 goals against Barcelona, but that's against Barcelona. No shade here, obviously, because obviously we know that their defense is a bit more solid than yours. So that's just what it is. But honestly, bro, I'm not really worried, bro. I'm not.
Oh, okay. So then, like, how do you see this game going? Second leg. I mean, we can open up for the entire panel, right? Everybody could just jump in. It's a free for all. Okay, like that's how the shows work. So everybody jump in. But I mean, like, how do you guys see it going at the Bernabeu?
I mean,
like, does anybody actually think that Real Madrid can make this comeback? Or
I'll be honest with you. Right? I was happy about last week, right? Obviously, I was shameless, as you know, Will, right? But I even said it last week, even after Arsenal won the game. I was like, listen, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna count my chickens yet and say Arsenal in the semifinals. Personally, the thing is, like you just mentioned, man, if you've watched Champions League for so many years, you know now things like 2 goals to 3 goals leads. Like, I'm sorry, man, they're not safe leads anymore. You understand what I'm saying? Especially, let's be honest, right? Whether you rate this Madrid team, whatever you say about this Madrid team, it's still Real Madrid. You can say, yes, we haven't considered more than 2 goals in a game. Listen, at the end of the day, there's a first time for everything. You never know. You understand what I'm saying? And all that needs to happen is for Real Madrid to get that early goal in the first 10 minutes, and then the nerves will begin to get. Because, bro, I'm telling you right now, if they score in that first 10 minutes, that stadium is going to go wild. You understand what I'm saying? The stadium is going to go wild, and we know at the end of the day, the atmosphere will actually help Real Madrid in the game. Personally, I hope it doesn't happen, and it's very unlikely to happen. But to be honest with you guys, I'm not going to be surprised if it does.
Can I ask what's unlikely to happen? Them to come back or them to score first?
For them to come back.
Yeah, come back.
I mean,
because
look,
if they score, I'm telling you now, Will, if you guys go, let's say how basically, you remember how Atletico.
Do you know what I think will happen? I think Ray is going to go down, or someone's going to go down in the first 15 minutes. Someone's going to go down in the first 15 minutes just to kill the time, because it will kill the momentum. Do you know what I'm saying?
Dark art.
Yeah, but they'll just have time.
You know what I'm saying?
You know how Madrid operate.
David Raya bending down on a.
Wait, hold on.
What do you call it?
I'll be honest, Will. If you see how basically Atletico played against you guys in the second leg when they got that early goal. I'm not saying that early, few seconds goal, right? But if you guys get a goal in the first 5 minutes, I think you're gonna see something. There's something that's gonna be triggered in the minds of those Real Madrid players if they get that early goal. You understand what I'm saying, right? Right? That's all you need sometimes. You just need that first early goal to kind of give your team hope. Right, but at the end of the day, it's not going to be easy because defensively, you guys are still sus, right? So you guys could end up going too overboard going forward, and who knows? Arsenal might hit you on the counter. You never know. It could be one of those games.
It's true, bro. Like we would need to play perfectly, bro. Ahmed, you were trying to say something.
You know what? Yeah, I think he should mix up his front three. You know, honestly, I want to see in this, especially in this leg, I want to see a Rodrigo on the left. That's who I personally want to see. Because I was watching a bit of Madrid last game. I know he didn't score or assist, but I thought his performance was quite good, man. Like, I feel like on the left he's more dangerous. Like, you know, his close control, his dribbling. Like, I think he's going to give Arsenal's defense here a lot harder. Because the thing is with them here is that obviously Mbappe and Vinny are more frightening on the pace, but I don't think getting him behind is going to cause Arsenal that much trouble. I think they need to. I think Rodrigo coming across them is going to be a lot harder to figure out because he can play in that tight space. He can wiggle his way out of 3 players. Whereas with Mbappe and Vinny, like they kind of low key excelling on the counter attack. I don't see Arsenal pushing their defense so high. That's just how I see it in it. But
yeah, bro, listen, what I think is going to happen is that Real Madrid, they'll come out like, they're going to come out, heated, bro. They're going to come out, try to get the early goal first 10 minutes. But I just feel like Arsenal, if they can just, survive the storm first 15 minutes, and especially if it's halftime, and if it's 0-0, I think Arsenal's through. Like Real Madrid, all they need to do is score 1 goal in the first half. If they get 1 in the first half, I know some people are saying they need to score in the first 20 minutes, 10 minutes. Nah, bro. If Real Madrid score 1 goal in the first half, right, it's still on. Because if they score their second, and let's say this, 75th minute, the last 15 minutes is going to be super tense. You know what I'm saying? So if I was Arsenal, I would say keep a clean sheet in the first half. You got a great chance. Because I doubt them, scoring 3 goals. Like,
well, I mean, but thing is, though, bro, like we literally have to play the perfect game because not only do you have to score 3 goals, but we cannot concede. Like that's the thing, and I feel like I feel like Arsenal would be crazy to come to the Bernabeu and to try to attack us and to try and play like how they did in the first leg. Like you're already 3-0 up. I think that you have to be a bit pragmatic, because it would just be crazy for you to come out here and then you're still trying to attack and attack and attack. So, I mean, look, I believe, though. I'm not going to lie. It's just something about these big nights. Again, we've been shit this season, but it's just like, bro, I have all these big game players. I mean, like, this is what they're brought here for. So,
you've been shit, but you're Real Madrid. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Like that's again, it's just faith, bro. It's just blind faith at this point. Like
it's because you know Don Perez has paid the refs, isn't it? You know Don Perez has got that.
Here we go with this paying the refs nonsense.
He's got that penalty in the first half. Do you know?
Wait, are you starting the same front 3, by the way? The one in the first leg? Are you starting the same front 3, like in the exact positions?
I mean, it would have to be, bro. Like, I can't see, bro. Like, it just makes no like. You cannot have Vinicius, Mbappe, and they're not starting in a game like this. If they're not starting in a game like this, then one of them needs to be sold. Whoever is not starting in this game, unless you picked up a knock or you're injured, to just get dropped in the second leg of a UCL knockout game that we absolutely must win, then that shows that you're no longer needed, in my opinion. Like, I just don't see how I can justify giving Vinicius a new contract now, but he's being dropped against Arsenal in the second leg. Like, I don't care how shit Vinny's been. It's a big game. He must be out there. Like, and that's up on the manager to find the system that gets the best out of them. But this is why I want Carlo out. Look at how shit we've been, bro. It's been 9 months. We are awful. We play worse football than Barca. We play worse football than Atleti. We are arguably the biggest team that play the worst football in Europe right now. We are shit. But it's going to come down to this individual brilliance.
Can I ask you a question, Will, if you don't mind?
Yeah.
Do you think you should go with the diamond?
I wouldn't mind the diamond, to be honest. Like, I dropped my match preview earlier today. So I dropped my match preview earlier today, and the lineup that I predicted was the 4-3-3. But I wouldn't mind seeing a 4-4-2 and then having Rodrigo in the 10 and then having Modric as the right 8, Jude as the left 8, and then Tchouaméni in the 6, and then maybe do something like that. I mean, we got to change something up. I mean, I don't know.
Because the way I see it is if you go with a diamond, then that would mean that Mbappe and Vinny would hit on the brakes. It helps them more so than them trying to, like, dribble down on the wings.
But we can't be on the break, though. That's the thing, though, there. Like, we have to be the team that's the aggressor, bro. Like, we can't be sitting back. Because Arsenal aren't...
No, you're not sitting back. I mean, like, let's say, like, if Arsenal made a mistake, you're there to pounce.
Okay.
Because I have a feeling Arsenal might play still, weirdly enough.
Yeah, Will, I was about to say that. I actually think that Arsenal should come out to play. Like, I know a lot of people are saying come out on the low block. Nah, bro. This Real Madrid defense, they're so weak, bro. If you come out, I've seen so many teams go toe-to-toe to Real Madrid and get chances. I feel like if they score one goal, the tie's over.
They're not doing that, bro. They're not
That's
doing
the
that.
thing, Omar.
I think Arsenal will defend, but
You
like
know what it is?
They're not doing that because
You know what it is? Like, we have a specific way on how we play away from home in the Champions League. Now, it may not be like full on attacking, but we're still very compact. We're still like more defensive minded, I would say. But I don't think we're gonna, like, people are saying we're gonna come over there and just sit back. We're not gonna do that. Like, that's not how we play. No matter what game we do, we're not gonna play back like that. So I don't see us playing a low block the entire game, but I definitely do see us like at least trying to keep the ball, be possessive in that way. But nah, man, this whole like low block thing is not going to happen. I don't know what people are thinking.
No,
Okay, so then what do you think that
it's
are
gonna
okay,
happen?
sorry.
but-
Go ahead, Jared. Go ahead, Jared.
No,
Go ahead,
Courtney,
Jared.
no. I was gonna say it's
Yeah, go
not gonna happen. You're correct, but I'm saying it should happen, like in your perspective. But because you are gonna probably go in the front foot, like you said, then in Madrid perspective, they should actually try the diamond to hit you on the break.
That's fair, but at the same time, it's like I wouldn't. Me personally, I know that we can defend because we've seen it before this season, right, against City. We can defend for a long period of time, but to soak up all that pressure for the entire duration of the game, to me, it's just not smart to do.
That's what I'm saying.
It makes no sense to do. That's a lot of peppering. That's a lot of like clearing the ball. All it takes is one mistake for them to get a goal. If we're already in our own half, like, no, just come out and play.
Hey, Edwin, this is the thing, bro. You said just to get a goal, bro. I'm actually like, bro, I'm sorry, Will. I don't care how this sounds. I think Real Madrid will get a penalty. The only way to like not get a penalty 100% is to go toe to toe because they won't be near your box, bro. Like if you guys sit back, soak up all the pressure, there's gonna be a penalty. There will be eventually, bro.
Eventually they'll score, like, you know what I mean?
There's gonna be a Federico Valverde long shot. I'm telling you,
or Madrid.
it's gonna be, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Just don't. You can park the bus the last 20 minutes if the score is still
fair,
0-0 or
fair.
1-1.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean,
but
And also,
that's so dangerous. I can't lie.
So this is the thing. At the end of the day, here's the thing. I feel like people need to understand, bro. When you're in that stadium, the last thing Arsenal need to do is completely pack the bus and not try anything going forward. I think that what they should do is become packed defensively, but when they have the opportunity to go on offense, on a counter, take it. Like don't be ruthless because that's all you need. Like they will give you chances. The thing with Madrid is if you watch the way they play, especially when they're in games where they need to score, they leave a lot of holes defensively. The problem is teams usually don't make them pay because they're too busy trying to defend the lead or defend for a draw, or defend for a point. But when they play against teams where they're like, all right, cool, we're gonna try to hit you on the counter, it's different. You understand what I'm saying? It's like
but that's because we're shit in transition, though.
But
like that's the
point.
problem that we have. Like we are, like we're shit in defensive.
That is exactly why I'm saying that if I was Arteta, yes, I would set up to be defensively structured. However, make sure that when we get the ball, give it to the right place. Give it to find Saka, find Martinelli on the wings. You understand what I'm saying? Like try to basically run through them because let's be real, right? Your fullbacks are going to be bumming forward. I pray to God.
I don't think so. That's the thing. I don't think so. I
mean, in a game like this, when you need
that's why I think that David Alaba starts again because you can't go. Yeah, I mean, because you can't go so offensive. Because again, if we concede one goal, it's over. Exactly. So you can't just go all out attack, right? I think David Alaba has to start again. And I think Valverde has to be at right back just for the defensive cover that they give.
I mean, Will, let me ask you something. Like this diamond that we're talking about, I feel like because you guys played the diamond against us in the first Clasico, didn't you? Like the diamond itself, right? Vinny and Mbappe as the strikers and played the diamond. With
I don't even remember what the formation was like back
then.
But
regardless, my point is the reason I'm mentioning the diamond is because at the end of the day, I feel like the weakness of the diamond is that when you guys go forward, the problem is when you guys are defensive, your attackers are not going to return to try to get the ball back. You understand what I'm saying? And that I feel like it's going to be an issue. Let's say if there's a period in the game where Arsenal are beginning to grow into confidence. You're going to need to get that ball back. And if some of your players going forward are not trying to help out defensively, that could smell trouble. Trust me, Will, you just mentioned it. All Arsenal need to do is to just get a goal like the Bernabeu and the game is over. That's it.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you guys have to definitely make sure that you guys are defensively structured in that game. Make sure you guys are completely, that's a lot to ask, I know. But you guys need to make sure you are because
Yeah,
know we're
nah. I
talking
mean,
about
look,
this whole
like that's
comeback
fair.
talk. Or
Yeah,
I
nah.
didn't- yeah.
Yeah, nah, it's fair. What you saying, bro?
No, I was gonna say, remember that Newcastle game that that Arsenal played where they lost 4-0 on aggregate, right? And then obviously they played at the Emirates and they had to go for it. There's one thing that Carlo Ancelotti should be watching: the way how Newcastle set their team up here. That they don't have world-class defenders individually. They don't have world-class midfielders individually. But what they do really well here is they're so structured and well organized as a team. When they're utilized with Isaac, you got Jacob Murphy as well. They know when to break and how to take the opportunity. Isaac, one chance, boom. Problem is, if Mbappe misses too many chances, because I've always said it with Mbappe, he's a very good player, but he needs to be very clinical. He needs to be clinical because like that chance here, if he bagged that chance in the first leg, I would be a lot more confident. Like, you know what? Nah, they can still do it. But every chance they should be getting in the attack, every opportunity they have to take. Because bro, like I don't see Arsenal like conceding that many chances, but they will concede some chances. But look at how Newcastle defended against Arsenal, how they flipping capitalized. And then there's a formula. I believe there's a formula. And with Madrid having better players than Newcastle, I do believe they can do it. I do believe it. So
yeah, I mean, look, like we'll see. It's definitely gonna be, it's gonna be a very stressful day. But you know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna
We
lie.
will
guys.
be here. I'm
just
here.
saying, look, no, Will, this is great. I'm glad that you find this confidence again, man. Because listen, when you get knocked out, it's gonna be much better now, man. To throw you, bro.
That's
Just
all right,
saying.
bro. You'll be on the couch like with me after Inter do you. So it's all
Nah,
good,
bro. But Edwin, I'm not gonna lie. For your
all
sake,
good,
bro,
it's all good.
y'all cannot bottle, bro. You guys cannot
Pause.
bottle this, bro.
Major
I'm not
pause
even
there.
joking. I'm gonna feel so bad for the Arsenal fans if you guys bottle this. I can't even lie.
I'm not. Because
I'm
they
not-
they
I'm
run in their
bad
mouth
for them
last
for.
week.
Like, what is this fucking charity, Jonas? Are you feeling bad for them?
Bro, hey, they haven't won a trophy
Bro,
in like 5 years, bro.
have
It
you
is
listened
scary.
to a gal? Have you listened to a gal what he's been saying over the last week? You
Bro,
think I'm
I
gonna
ain't
feel
gonna
bad
lie.
for him?
Hey, that was just
You're
He's
gonna
been
feel bad
wilding,
for him.
bro. He's been wilding. I don't listen.
Yeah.
He can have his confidence, but me, it's just a little too much.
Yeah. Yo, but chat, let us know like what you guys are saying for the remontada that will be taking place at the Bernabeu. But look, I mean, look, some other UCL games going on, obviously, right? Like we got Aston Villa taking on PSG, Barca versus Dortmund. We also got like Bayern going against Inter. I mean, I think the Villa PSG game is probably the one that I'm the most interested in aside from mine. I know that's it's pretty much wrapped up, I think, but I definitely believe that Villa got something for PSG at Villa Park.
Right,
I'll be
anything
real.
can
Like,
happen
I
in
don't
that
think it's
second
gonna
leg.
be an easy like walk in the park, bro. I mean, like Ahmed, like what do you think for this second leg?
PSG, look, I've seen more than enough of them here. I know Aston Villa are a good team, but that 3-1 lead that they had, I don't see Villa doing it. I don't see it. I generally don't see it here because the thing is with PSG, right? They've already come across Liverpool and defensively they were sound against a team that's top in the Premier League. I don't think they're going to be worried about players like Watkins and Rashford and all these guys. Like Aston Villa might have more of the ball, yeah, but we've seen that the attack that PSG have here, they're a lot more clinical and a lot higher quality than the Aston Villa players. And them scoring, they have to score 2 goals or 3 goals. There's no way like
goals and then score another one or win on
well,
pens.
And there you go. There you go. PSG, especially that midfield that they have with Vitinha. Yeah, PSG, Vitinha, João Neves, Fabian Ruiz, solid midfield three who will actually control the game. They won't have to worry when they're in possession because they know how to pass it. They're going to be very composed as well. So whatever Aston Villa throw at PSG, even if they try to hit them on the break, I think PSG have very good players around that team that can nullify everything that they've got. They might get one goal, but I see PSG going through comfortably that in that time.
Yeah, bro. Listen,
Yeah.
I agree, bro. I think this PSG team, they're just a little bit too good. You know, it's not like the previous years where I feel like they're going to miss. They're still not super clinical, but they are a lot better, bro. Like they got Kvara, Dembele found his, he's in his prime right now, right? They got Doue, who looks very good, right? I think that Villa, bro. Also, Villa are not that clinical this year, bro. Watkins has not had a good year, bro. Like Watkins,
Watkins was holding bench that first leg.
Yeah, bro. Honestly, they should have kept John Duran, bro. They should have kept him.
He's better than Rashford, so I don't know why.
Well, the thing is,
Duran's actually cooking his way in the league as well, so that's a crazy thing.
Yeah, so I do expect PSG to go through, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see Villa come out and they score the first goal, and now it's like a 3-2 kind of aggregate. Like that wouldn't surprise me at all. Now the thing that I think is going to hurt Villa is I still believe that PSG are going to dominate the ball this game. So it's like I can't see a situation where Villa have more possession than PSG. And PSG, it's like if Villa do come out and if they are the better team in terms of that first half, then like how are PSG going to deal with that pressure? Because, you know, we know that PSG more times than not, they don't usually come underneath attack for a majority of their games. Like they usually dominate every single team that they play. I don't know, bro. But
I think they're going to win both legs. Well, they've already won one leg, but I think they're going to win the second leg. I think they're going to slap them as well. I think 3 or 4-1, they're going to beat Villa.
3 or 4-1.
Have you seen Villa's back line, bro?
I mean,
bro, they had Matty Cash. They have Matty Cash at right back up against Kvaratskhelia. Then they took him off because he got booked after 20 minutes. They put him on Dazarsi. He then had Dazarsi looking like fuck. He's on Strictly Come Dancing on ice. They've got who else is their centre backs? Konsa and is it Carlos or is it someone else?
Yeah, they've got Konsa and they've got Matson as left back.
Matson or Digne at left back, and whoever their other centre back is, they're getting cooked, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? PSG, I'm telling you now, 3 or 4-1, I would not be surprised.
Yeah, I mean, like, bro, like the tech that they have in that side. I honestly think, in my opinion, PSG are for everybody that's still involved in the UCL right now, I think PSG are the second.
Love saying this.
You're the second favorites, in my opinion.
I'm not gonna lie, favorites for me.
I'm be real.
I'm not gonna lie though. This is what
I
want
to say that, but I Inter Milan I can't lie, bro.
Now, so.
But everyone says this. Why am I to sit there and say Lautaro Martinez and Thuram as an attack is the
bro? Because the thing is, they attack with the wing back. Well, like a guy like DiMarco and whoever's on the right. Well, I mean Dumfries, but still, like they attack with their wing backs. That's the difference.
Right, but DiMarco ain't some elite attacker. He's a very good wing back, but he's not an elite attacker, bro. I'm telling you now, PSG, if they played Inter in a 2-legged game, they'd put 3 or 4 past them. And it beat him.
Nah,
I mean, it's not. It's easier said than done. Inter can contain anything, in my opinion. They can.
Listen, guys, I'm not gonna lie. PSG Arsenal though, that semifinal, right? 2 teams never won it. Like one of them's gonna go to the final, right?
I'm be real. Arsenal are getting cooked.
This guy, bro.
PSG versus Arsenal.
The hate. It's
no,
crazy.
bro. It's not about hate watch, brother. It's not about hate watching. What? Like, you know, I don't hate Arsenal. But I'm saying, just strictly from like how they play, bro. The only thing that I think hurts PSG is that sometimes in the final third they're not clinical.
So why
let's be honest though? But hold on, wait, just 1 second. But like, let's be very honest.
Who is though? Who is clinical?
We're clinical.
Like, what team is clinical?
I think
I see Barca create 20 chances a game, bro. They scored 1-0 against the. It was on the weekend. Like,
but see what they did to Dortmund. I mean,
do you think PSG, this version of PSG, are not going to slap Dortmund 3 or 4 as well? Because I think
PSG. I mean, the thing is with PSG is the difference between Barca and PSG is they both have ballers in it. But the difference is that when Lewandowski is in front of goal, he's more likely to score.
Yeah. I agree with that. I agree
more likely to score. I don't see a Dembele, Doue, and them being more likely to score than those guys.
That's insane.
You know what I'm saying?
And then wait, just this comment, right? And by the way, shout out to Staffy for the raid from earlier. Everybody was talking. I didn't want to cut anybody off, but big up, right? If you're new to the channel, make sure that you subscribe, right? Turn on those post notifications, smash that like button. Make sure to check out everybody who's up here. They all got channels as well. Their names will be on screen, so look out for their stuff as well. But for this comment right here, it says Arsenal already beat PSG at the Emirates. But that's a different PSG. There was no Dembele. There was no Kvaratskhelia.
I'm saying.
Yeah, so like, and it's also, a very different team.
This is the Arsenal fans being small-minded on purpose because we've seen Man City start a season slowly so many times. Yeah, PSG just started the season off a bit slower. They lost to Bayern, they lost to Atletico, and they lost to Arsenal. Since then, they've only lost 1 game, and that was Liverpool. And then they ended up rectifying that in the second leg and knocking them out. They've been... bro, okay, cool. If you want to go there, they've won more times at Anfield than you have in how many years? When was the last time you won at Anfield? Do you even know? Because I don't remember the last time they won at Anfield. If you want to go there, do you know what I'm saying? They beat the best team in England this season. They also beat Man City 4-2. Do you know what I'm saying? So if we're going to go there, we can We can go there, really and truly.
You know what it is, Touchline,
It's
though? I
gonna-
will give Arsenal this because, like, it's like, okay, they got Dembele didn't play that game, and Kvaratskhelia, they got him, right? But the thing is that Arsenal bullied them, bro. Like, that from, like midfield, defense, that could still happen. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Zhao never started off a bit slower. He started off a bit slow. He's better now. He's been better recently, like since about the turn of the year.
Yeah, bro, I'm gonna be real. I'll just say it, bro. Like, like I know a lot of people like they don't like to give Arsenal their flowers. They don't win trophies under Mikel Arteta, right? But if they get past Real Madrid, like they can get past PSG. Real Madrid are harder to beat.
That's
like,
crazy,
bro. They're no.
Listen,
Real
guys,
Madrid are harder to beat.
Hold
like,
on, Jonas. Objectively speaking, brother. Objectively speaking, I don't want to play PSG. Let's say if we get past Arsenal, you think a Real Madrid fan with the way that we're playing right now and seeing how technically gifted that you think I would want to play PSG? I'm gonna be real.
I reckon it.
PSG are better than us this season. Like, let's just be very honest.
Guys, can I just say this? Can I just say
Madrid finds a way against these type of teams.
PSG would cook us. I'm gonna be very real with you, right?
This is not gonna cook us though.
Bro,
that's what I'm saying. They didn't cook Liverpool.
No, but he just
right?
Bro, I'm gonna look
they did cook Liverpool.
Like a monster, bro, for a second before you switch your light on.
They didn't score.
And also, let me you are right actually. To be fair, because Alisson had a great game and Courtois was just the goalkeeper. That thing I do is that Courtois will keep Madrid in it though. He's saying though in a game he reckons PSG would absolutely dominate them. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
They would be the better team.
Yes.
Well, no, you guys for sure. I'm not no shade, but like obviously your defense has been kind of shaky this season, right? Obviously, we all know that. From our standpoint, I'm looking at it as if I'm confident in our back line. Minus Gabriel, obviously, is not the same story as it would have been before if we were all healthy. But I'm still confident in my back line to not concede goals the way that you're portraying us to concede.
No, I don't think you will. I agree. I agree. I don't think you'll concede 3 or 4 to them, but I do think they'll beat you. I just think
it's possible.
I like Nuno Mendes. I just think he like Alaba isn't Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes has been brilliant.
Fair. I agree.
I think he'll do a better job on Saka. I think Hakimi's up and down really good. Do you know what I'm saying? And I just think they would absolutely like Timber is a great defender, but I just think Kvaratskhelia is like one of those players you can't mark out of the game. He'll have a moment in the game where he takes on 3 players.
With Arsenal's back line, I think it would be a good matchup, right? With like
the
physicality of Arsenal's midfield and the back line. I think it'd be a good counter battle in terms of just.
I prefer them to play Arsenal personally. I think that'd be a better game because I just think if they play Madrid, it's just going to be them smacking Madrid and Courtois saving everything. Madrid going out the other end. Go on, one second. Madrid got out the other end and score and then win 1-0. That's what it'll be.
Yeah. Like go ahead, Omar, and then we'll move on to Bayern while Zer's still
best
here.
player left for Barca on one of these.
All right, nobody else needs to jump in on this. Like Ahmed, you want anything that you want to say, bro?
I'm just saying. At the end of the day, it's easy for us. Everybody's talking about PSG's attack, but the few times I've seen PSG have to defend, I've seen them concede very easily.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's great to talk about their attacking prowess, but can we just talk about the fact that when they defend, they usually are not defensively consistent? Like even in that game against Villa, right? Like they were not like they didn't get attacked on that much. But if Villa could do that to them, I'm sorry. You can say whatever you want about the Madrid
really do though, Omar? Because remember that first goal that they scored, I swear, what was that? John McGinn.
John McGinn is the one that intercepted Nuno Mendes.
Yeah. He won the ball back. But that's more of a mistake from Mendes, though, for not, it's like the awareness was kind of lapsed right there. But aside from that, I mean, like the game plan was always going to be for Villa to sit back and then look for a long ball. Like that's the only reason why you would start a Rashford. But I think PSG, they dominated. And I'm going to be real. I think that Desiree Doué is going to cook again. I think he's going to have another very good game.
Nah, maybe for sure.
Will, here's the thing. Right, I get what you're saying, but think about the. Can you guys?
Nah, you're cutting off.
I'm not gonna lie, bro.
I don't think you guys.
You're kind of moving mad, bro. Yeah. Moving a bit mad, but I mean, look. Does anybody think that they actually have? Okay, while Omar's figuring that out, does anybody think that they have a chance though? Villa, like, nobody up here.
They do.
I mean, if it was 2-1, I would have said so, but now it's 3-1.
Yeah, that's the difference. That Nuno Mendes goal was the difference for me. But I think that
same.
You know, if Villa score the first goal, it's only a 1-goal difference at that. They're home. I mean, I get that you're saying they're going to dominate possession PSG, but I'm not sure if they're going to dominate to the point where they're going to have the entire ball the entire game. So I think Villa will have chances regardless. And, you know, you saw last week that when they get one chance, they scored on that one chance off the counterattack.
Yeah, that was lapse of concentration as well. I saw that goal.
Even against Liverpool.
I think that third goal buried it, man.
Even against Liverpool, yeah, like they lost 1-0. I think it was at their ground, and then they went to Anfield.
Yeah.
And logically speaking, you'd be like, right, they might lose because they're going to go for it, and then Liverpool can kill them in the counter. I think PSG, even if they are asked to defend, they're comfortable in defense. Just because we see them so much on the ball and they can cook in possession and then open up teams doesn't mean they're a liability. It's not a liability going on. Bro, Nuno Mendes. Exactly. I've seen Nuno Mendes lock up, you know, that fraud Mo Salah, in it. I've seen him lock him up.
Now he's a fraud.
I've seen him lock him up, yeah. I don't think he's going to be scared of Rashford. Come on now. He's not going to be scared of Rashford. Come on, mate.
Tom McGinn.
Y'all are laughing. Yo.
This guy hates right now.
Nah, you guys are laughing, but he's not lying, bro. Nuno Mendes was moving to him, legit, like offensively and defensively. Like,
bro, and then also, like, the midfield. Come on. You think McGinn's gonna control that midfield against them lot, like, bro? Like
Tielemans is a baller, but
Tielemans is the only good one, yeah. But when Aston Villa are asked to, they're going to actually have to go out and go for it. By the way, they can't play this deep low block that they was doing in the first leg. They actually have to go up.
Yeah,
so
that's the
PSG can just counter them.
Do you know what, Joe? It's like on that, yeah. Like it's like I look at people talk about PSG's defense. Villa's defense is also very leaky. They've not got a good defense at all. They just have a very good setup that makes them have a good defense. They don't actually have a good personnel, and that's why, as I say, Matty Cash, Disaster, whoever is, Kvaratskhelia is eating them for breakfast, bro. And
yeah, Dembele on the counter attack is long day.
Exactly, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
What I was saying before I left, what I was basically trying to say is, I get your points about Arsenal, about these guys attacking wise, but even if let's talk about the Liverpool game. Yeah, they dominated them at the Parc des Princes. Had so many chances, couldn't take advantage. Guess what? When Liverpool got their chances, they scored. And I'm just saying, at the end of the day, they're good going forward. But this is the thing, right? We've seen, and even in games like the City game, I remember when they beat City 4-2, the same thing in that game as well. Whenever they got attacked on, they actually showed a lot of holes defensively. I think that some people are so gassed about the fact that these guys are so good. You know what it is, Will? It's kind of similar to how we were at the start of the season, because we were winning games 5-1, 4-0. 7-0. You understand what I'm saying? We beat you guys in the Bernabeu 4-0. Everybody just looked at that and they were thinking, yo, this Barca team is unstoppable. And I remember telling people, but bro, defensively we're not good. And when we started losing games, when people started to realize that defensively we can be got at. And I think
PSG are better defensively though.
No, I think they are defensively better, but that doesn't mean that they cannot be wounded defensively if you actually attack them. You understand what I'm saying? I've seen them show vulnerability defensively. I feel like it's because they're so good going forward, we don't see enough of them having to defend. You understand what I'm saying? But if they play against Real Madrid, I get it. Against Real Madrid, they're gonna pepper Real Madrid going forward. But at the end of the day, that attack, that Madrid attack, if they get opportunities, they could make them pay. So you guys can think of however you want. But at the end of the day, I'm just saying, don't be surprised.
It won't be Real Madrid.
Yeah, no, look. We'll see. Yo, chat, let us know what you guys are saying about PSG versus Villa. But I do want to talk about Bayern versus Inter while we got Zaire for like the next about 10 minutes. I mean, Zaire, bro, like, what are you saying, my guy? I know you guys are down 2-1, right? Lautaro Martinez scoring a very beautiful goal against your defense. Harry Kane doing what he does in these big moments, missing. I mean, how are you feeling right now?
Hold on. No.
Second leg is at the San Siro.
Just before we get into that, didn't you say he was better than Lewandowski about 2 weeks ago?
As a footballer, yeah. About big moves and whatnot. Like, on ability, he is. On ability, he is.
That's an ability in itself. Turn up in big moments.
Touch. Can I ask you a question? Are you asking me or Will? Or Lee?
No.
I said that was better than Kane.
Will.
We had. No. So like we had this whole debate, and I said I think that Harry Kane's a better footballer than Lewandowski,
Yeah,
And then it
football
was-
is a different conversation.
Exactly, but they want to
He's not
talk about
better.
trophies.
He's not a better
I'm not
footballer
talking
either.
about trophies, bro.
He's not better.
But I
footballer.
still get.
Well, to be honest, Kane
talk to me
offers
about
more on the ball,
this
but the
Inter
problem is Lewandowski's more clinical. That's the way I view it. But anyway, anyway, different discussion for a different day. Listen, in regards to this game, I can say that we're probably not going to do this, but I'll tell you what needs to be done if we were to win this game. Just be clinical, bro, because I know my defense is going to be leaky. There's no point in me just complaining about that if we're going to dissect the football aspect of it. And we're probably going to have majority of the ball because Inter Milan, we know. I mean, they're gonna pack that entire box of theirs with everything possible, bro. They're gonna park the bus, but they will find the right place and the right time to hit us. So it's just when we keep the ball, actually be assertive when creating chances, actually finish chances. You know, we can't afford to make dumb mistakes offensively and defensively. And if we do that, then who knows? Then it can go either. All it takes is one goal and it's game on. But even when it's game on, man, something tells me that when it's game on, Inter Milan will start waking up. They'll probably hit us on the break. And yeah, lights out, man. Because all we have in defense right now is Limer, Dyer, Kim, and probably
Eric Dyer at Big Bayern Munich in 2025.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? After what I saw with Kim Min Jae against Borussia Dortmund, low-key, I think Goretzka should start center back. I swear down.
Who?
Nice.
Goretzka. I'm not even joking, bro.
That's how you know you're.
Bro, bro, why is it that like all the center backs that you buy are just...
Because he put a shift at center back, innit? He's actually put a shift at center back. Bro, I remember when we played Feyenoord and we played so bad. He was the only good player and he played center back, bro.
Yeah, cheers for Delit, by the way. Cheers for Delit.
And there's no Musiala.
No,
there's no Musiala, right?
He's been injured.
No Musiala because he's injured. So we have to play Thomas Muller most likely.
Hamstring, right?
Yeah, he pulled a hamstring. Yes, he's out till like end of the season.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's over here.
Oh, Musiala's out.
Listen, Will.
Yeah, he did a hamstring.
No.
Forget about Bayern then. Forget about Bayern.
Banter aside, for how long have I said that we're not winning Inter Milan?
No, it's true. No, it's true. You did say.
But I have my own fan base calling me out, bro, because I say we're not beating Inter Milan. Bro, I'm telling you, we lose to Inter, bro. At the moment it happens, I'm gonna call every fan.
If there's one player that's going to do something, it's Elise, because I thought he was amazing in that first leg. It's going to be Elise because the amount of opportunities that he was creating. I saw about 4 Inter players on him, and he was sitting them down. That guy is quality. If anything is going to happen, it's going to go through him. And it's what's mad with Kane, it's somewhat annoying with Harry Kane. You can see that he's a quality player, but if he wants to get respected and that respect on his name, these are the type of moments that he's like, you know what? Forget about what people were saying about me. I'm going to put my stamp on this game and make Bayern go through because it's all nice stat padding in that Bundesliga and winning a title. I've seen they do that with Choupo-Moting. You think I'm going to get gassed about that? Like, bro, he needs to do this.
He's a good server in our team. I can't like even champions.
Bro, he doesn't have the ability. He doesn't have the ability.
No, it's not an ability thing with Harry Kane. It's a mentality issue with Harry Kane. It's not an ability.
Yeah, by the way, I agree with Ahmed 100%. It is a mentality.
It's not
here's the thing. Right. Because of that, if he don't score against Inter Milan and help us go through, bro, I want him gone. You can have him.
I mean, if you think about it, you just said it, Ahmed. It's such a true statement. The big players have the mentality in the big moments to turn up. I said this season, right? As much as people have been criticizing even Mbappe this season, right? I've criticized him. But look at our game against City. That second leg. That's big player mentality, right? To kill the game off in the second leg, he scored a hat-trick. At the end of the day, that's the kind of mentality that Harry Kane needs to come on when in games like this against Inter, where things can still in the balance, and then you just say, "All right, screw the balance, bro. I'm actually taking over." You understand?
Yeah, bro. Omar.
And that's what he needs to do.
With Benzema.
Yeah, bro. Listen, bro. I think that Harry Kane has to show up, bro.
All the top strikers in the world, best strikers in the world, right? You can score goals. This is the thing. The best strikers in the world, right? We don't consider them the best just because they are high goal scoring numbers. No. It's also when they score the goals. At what point? What is their goals contributing to? Is your goal making me go through to the next round? Is your goal making me win trophies? You understand what I'm saying, right? That's why. That's what's the difference to why a guy like Benzema won the Ballon d'Or in 2022. You understand what I'm saying, right? Because he was not only the best striker in the world, he was scoring in the right moments. He carried that Real Madrid team to that European trophy that season. You understand what I'm
Him
saying?
and Vinny were going
So
crazy.
even though in 2020,
Yeah,
bro.
Vinny, but-
Even though in 2020.
Bro, remember the PSG
That
game,
link,
Will?
that link up was
Yes.
Remember the PSG game? 1-0 down, 2-0 down aggregate. Guess who was
Yeah,
the one who
yeah,
brought it
yeah.
back?
It was 2-0.
It was him.
2-0.
That's my
Yeah.
point, right? 2-0 aggregate. Guess what? Benzema stepped up against Chelsea. The first leg, bro, at the start of
Oh yeah, with the
guess who
headers.
turned
Yeah,
up?
yeah.
Benzema.
Yeah.
In the second leg, he scored the penalty to take you guys to the semifinals. And in the semifinals, the same thing. That is my point. Harry Kane tomorrow night, right? In the game tomorrow,
Wednesday
bro.
night,
There's no
Wednesday
hope.
night, Wednesday
There's
night.
no Wednesday night. At the San Siro, right? Your backs are against the wall. You guys are going there with losing, right? That is when Harry Kane is a step up. He needs to get that first goal. Get that first goal. 1-0 at the San Siro. Now the aggregate is now tied. You understand what I'm
And
saying,
bro,
right?
listen.
That's what I'm
Hey, and you know what's the truth? The truth is that nobody cares about Harry Kane's situation anymore. Like he's just got to show up. You know what I'm saying, bro? He's past 30, bro, and he still hasn't won a trophy. I know he's probably gonna win the Bundesliga, but Bayern Munich, they brought you in to win the Champions League. They always win the Bundesliga, right? So you gotta show up. Nobody cares anymore because the last time you were in a super big game, right? England versus France World Cup, you missed the penalty, right? And this time San Siro, bro, you have to deliver.
I remember that.
You know what I'll respect?
I remember that,
I'll
yeah.
at least real quick. I'll at least respect if Bayern lose, but he scores a brace. You know, then I'll be like, you know what? He showed up at least.
He done his job, yeah. If he does that, then I'm not saying Harry Kane out.
Yeah.
I mean, like he has to score or something.
Yeah.
I knew he was going to miss that penalty against France. I fucking knew it. I remember just before he tapped out, I knew. I said to I was on call to my mate, innit? I said, I guarantee he fucking misses. Because he took the first one, he scored. I said, I guarantee he misses the second one. 100%. And he fucking ballooned it. He ballooned it, bro. It's still up in space now, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? It might land in someone's back garden sometime. Do you know what I'm saying?
Brother, tell me about it. I have Leroy Sané shots landing in my bedroom every single week. So it's nothing new.
Sané is done, man. That guy.
Yo. Hey, yo.
Red card?
No, listen, brother. I'm keeping it a stop, but that guy's misses is crazy, bro.
I mean,
You don't know how to penetrate, so it is what it is.
Are you talking about his girlfriend as misses, or are you talking about his shots?
No, he's missing shots, brother.
This
Skying them over Allianz Arena every week.
I'll be honest. This is why, when it comes to Harry Kane, it's easy for people to not rate him as he should be rated. Because I do believe that, yes, he's a top striker, one of the best strikers of this generation. No doubt about it, right? But I've always said this, and I will say it again. At the end of the day, the problem with Harry Kane is he can score all the goals he wants. He can break all the records in the league. Listen, there's 38 to 34 games in a season, right? 36 games. You feel me, right? To score all of those goals. I need you to turn up in a game like tomorrow if I'm a Bayern Munich fan. This is why we signed you. This is why we were trying so
100
hard
million,
to
by the
bring
way.
you in.
100 million.
That is my point. We're giving you all this money. Like, he's the highest paid player at your club, I think, right?
Yeah, 480,000 euro a week.
That's my point.
480.
Shit.
That is
Give me
Damn,
some.
I know Kane
Can I
was
just
getting
ask,
paid
can I
like
just
that.
ask a question? Can I just ask a question to everyone on the panel? Where do you rank him in terms of this generation strikers? Harry Kane.
This
Well,
up
for
there.
like
This
what year
generation
did you
striker.
start?
We'll start off in order. Where do you rank him? Who would you say?
No, wait. Well, wait, hold on, wait. But like from like what year? Like, are we starting for this?
What about 2014, 15 around that time?
Okay,
10
14.
years, for the last 10 years.
Okay,
So like
he's
all
not.
time. Well, we're not all time, but like
No,
for the last 10 years.
let's start in order. Let's start with Will.
He's not better than Aguero. He's not better than
Aguero. He's not better than Benzema.
Suarez.
Hold on, wait.
Lewandowski.
Wait, hold on. But are we talking about just ability, or do we want to factor
Everything.
in
Everything.
trophies?
Would you rank everything?
Put
Everything. Okay, fine. So everything.
Yes,
Yeah, he has a major dip in trophies, though. I'm not sure we can factor everything in that case.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
but if
yeah,
it's
yeah,
everything,
yeah,
then
yeah,
his
yeah,
team
yeah.
might
Oh, I'm
not
not
be
gonna
better
lie.
than
Why
mine.
can't we just say he's like
Edwin,
he's world class, but in the
more
lowest
rounds
like in the
rounds,
list?
you know what I'm saying?
That's how I see it.
yourself out.
He's
You know what
lowest
I'm
in the
saying? So
world
he has
class
a bit
list.
more ability.
Bro,
Some
bro,
people-
Teddy
hold on.
said it.
Some
Teddy
people would
said it on
argue.
football terms. But this is the thing.
No,
Teddy
I
said
agree
it
with
on
him.
football
That's where I took the idea from, and he's right.
But
He's
this is-
technically
but this is
world class,
the
but
thing.
the lowest in the pecking order.
But here's the thing. At the end of the day, Terry from Football Channels even said this, right? At the end of the day, just because he chose to stay at Tottenham for as long as he did. Now, the reason why he stayed there for that long, that's up to him. But now he's at Bayern Munich and he's not doing what he needs to do. So we can sit there, and also let's be clear. when he was a Spurs, he had opportunities to win trophies, right? He was in cup finals. He was in the
title race
final,
as well.
Champions
He's in
League
the title race
final,
with
two
Leicester.
title races. He's had opportunities to win trophies at Spurs.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
guess what? In the Champions League final, bro, let's never forget. Tottenham chose to start him over the guy who scored a hat trick
Lucas
in the
Moura.
semifinals. And guess what, bro? He stunk out in that final too.
That's
So
one of the worst
that's
decisions
cool.
ever.
Are we saying so? Hold on. Are we saying Aguero's better than him? Benzema's better than him. Suarez is better than him. Lewandowski's better than him. Ibra's better than him. Who else? Is there another striker?
You know what I would say though? He is more talented than a couple of them.
Well,
But
then,
he just hasn't won.
well, then you
I mean,
have to
Cristiano
add
is a
like
striker, I
Suarez.
guess, so.
Yeah, we
Suarez.
already Suarez,
Okay.
Aguero,
Suarez.
Benzema, Lewandowski, Zlatan.
Cristiano. I mean, he was.
Yeah,
also a striker.
I'm taking Ronaldo as a striker, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
But I feel like since I started watching, Ronaldo, he didn't really transition into like that striker role until like I don't think he's been like mainly.
He started playing as a striker.
10 years ago, it was 10 years ago. It was 10 years ago he started playing as a striker after 2014
he played as a striker in 09-010. I think was it
but we know, but this is
the cup final.
But this is touchline. He was playing. He could play as a striker, but we know him more as a winger, right? Who could play as a striker. But when from 2014, 2015 is when we really started.
To me,
to see
I
him,
consider inside forward
number 9
like a striker. I consider
So
then do you?
not better than him? Someone said.
So then, do you consider Salah a striker?
Yeah. I consider him more of a striker than a winger.
Because when he was at so when it was like that BBC era, right?
Mm-hmm.
Benzema always dropped deep. It was similar like what you saw at like Liverpool, like with like Firmino, right? Like Benzema dropped deep, and then Bale and Ronaldo would invert with like their runs. But like they're technically wingers though. Like I wouldn't consider that like a striker.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Regardless. Let's not deflect too much.
Okay, but here's the thing also, Will.
No, wait, hold on. Like Omar, like 1 second. Like let's like wrap up because he has to like jump in like a few minutes.
Yeah, I actually do have to bounce.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this quick. Regardless, I think the difference maker for tomorrow's Wednesday, my bad, right? Game is going to be who's clinical on the day. I just think that's what it. Oh damn! I said, damn. Well, I'm getting booked now. There you are.
Nah,
but
it's for what Will said before. This guy.
Man.
Oh no, because I was getting booked for what I said as well about Zane.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
What's wrong with some of you guys, man? Go ahead, Zir. Go ahead.
No, but I was gonna say it just comes down to who's clinical, bro. Because Inter Milan, I mean, they're gonna try to make things hard for ourselves, and we're gonna have the ball, so we just have to take our chances. And Inter, when they get there, they're probably gonna score. Whether we want to say Lautaro and what's his name, Thuram, are not clinical enough themselves. Yeah. At the end of the day, they're 2-1 up, man. I wouldn't be shocked if we scored first, then they equalized because they have to get a goal, and then towards the end of the game, we're so desperate. There's some sort of corner or something. Even the keepers out, everybody all guns blazing. They just score an open net and win it all. That's it. I would not be shocked if that happened. I know people.
No, it is. Zir, I already said it. Like I said, Bayern Munich is the same thing with Real Madrid. Like I feel like that they have to both score the first goal in the games, right? Like if Inter scores, then the tie is over. I'm sorry, they're gonna just be more compact, go more deeper. You know what I'm saying? Bayern Munich have to score the first goal, right? I feel like if they score the first goal, bro, it's level. Like, I mean, if there's no more goals in regular time, it goes to extra time. Anybody can win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Anyway, I gotta go, guys.
Yeah. Look, like big ups there. Don't worry.
Appreciate you, man. But I mean, when it comes to the Bayern game, I truly do believe that if they're gonna come back, I'm sorry, Harry Kane, this is where you're needed. Now, whether he turns up or not, that's a different story. But I'm sorry, man. This is why when it comes to striker, I just said before. At the end of the day, when it comes to striker, this is why people don't put him up over people like we just mentioned. Like there's people strikers we didn't mention, like Aubameyang. I'm sorry. Aubameyang actually won trophies.
I'm taking Aubameyang over Harry Kane.
Oh yeah. Sorry,
Harry Kane.
That is the point. This is what.
But Harry Kane was a better.
Aubameyang over Harry Kane.
Harry Kane. No. Hold on, wait.
Any day of the week.
Kane is a better footballer.
Any day of the week.
Yeah. No.
Aubameyang is very good though.
Yeah, but Aubameyang's actually a solid footballer. He's solid, bro.
Listen, Harry Kane, 16, 17, Harry Kane, 17. Listen, we just need to rewatch it, bro. Listen, I'm sorry, Aubameyang.
I'm not rewatching nothing.
Bro, Listen, Aubameyang. Yeah.
Trust me. On my life, I'm never rewatching a Harry Kane comp, bro. I'm never.
No, listen. No. We actually do have to respect. No, we actually do have
Harry
to.
Kane as a striker, right? No, let me be clear, right? I respect. As far as a striker is concerned, I will never disrespect Harry Kane, right? I believe that in this generation, he's definitely one of the best strikers of this generation. You understand what I'm saying? There's no doubt about it. But I've always said that certain players, right, we rate you based on a level of standards. We want to see what you do, your talent. What does it actually bring to the club that you play for? You understand what I'm saying, right? So at the end of the day, this is why Harry Kane is easy for people to always go at him the way they do, because they're like, well, you score all these goals. Yes, you're a baller. You are one of the best strikers. But brother, what do you do for your teams? Right, you score all these goals for nothing in the end of the season. Why is it that you don't turn up when you're?
Can I just talk about this comment real quick? Because this Jordan guy,
which one?
Said the most, bro. This one here, the guy with the Spurs badge, and he's put, if we're counting trophies, then why is Zlatan with no UCL, no Ballon d'Or, and no World Cup in the convo? Mate, Zlatan's won 30.
Because he won the league everywhere he's been.
Exactly, he's won a European trophy with us.
But he still won trophies. He still won trophies at United. To be fair,
Omar, he scored a last-minute free kick to win a trophy for us in the final.
Yeah, the Carabao Cup.
Exactly. Bro. He's won 30 honors. He's won trophies at AC Milan, Juventus, Ajax, Man United.
That's the thing. He won.
Let Ahmed jump in. Ahmed,
go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
No, listen. I understand. I don't mind Ibra being better. I don't mind Aguero. But when we're saying Aubameyang, yeah, that's where I have to draw the line.
No, I'm not.
No, it's trolling. Wait. Let him win.
Listen. First of all, yeah, Harry Kane has not won anything at Tottenham. Let me remind you that Jose Mourinho did not win anything, and so did Antonio Conte, neither did Gareth Bale, neither did Modric. Yeah, as much as Harry Kane does need to win trophies, no one is able to win something at Tottenham. So that is a Tottenham problem, because we've seen top managers go there and not be able to win it. So there's something deep-rooted at that club. Harry Kane, yeah, versus I know Aubameyang did this thing and he helped you win an FA Cup, yeah, but bro, I've seen Weghorst contribute in a final. Does that mean he's better than Harry Kane? So it's kind of like you
Ahmed, it is not. But Ahmed, that for me
different. Don't try and twist the language.
Ahmed, for me, Ahmed, that is. I blame Kane for that, because Kane wasn't ambitious. Kane should have been more ambitious enough to understand that. Listen, at the end of the day, I don't think I can make it here, because at the end of the day, this club is not serious about winning trophies.
Yo, low-key, Omar.
I agree with that.
And if he had made the move early, we might have been looking at Harry Kane different. Because I do believe, like I mentioned, I think that's the only thing that holds him back. If he was actually like in a club where he was winning league titles, telling you for Champions League, winning Champions League and scoring in cup finals, bro, we would have rated Harry Kane way higher than we are now, right?
But Omar, I gotta say this, bro. Listen, bro. I think that part of why he stayed, though, maybe he should have left 1 or 2 years like earlier. But
he did try to leave the city,
bro. This is what I'm saying, yo. Ahmed, bro, he played on a Pochettino Spurs team that was actually very good. Like, to be fair to him, they were like always the second, third best team in England, right? So like it was like, yo, we could win the Prem right next year. It's not like a definitive 6th place like Tottenham right now, or like 16th, right? Where it's like, oh yeah, we got no chance. That's kind of why he stayed a bit longer. But yeah, ultimately, they just bottled a lot of finals, you know what I'm saying? And he didn't turn up. That's why it kind of sucks for him, because nobody cares about how good he is unless he wins a big trophy. Yeah. It kind of sucks, but bro. Yeah, bro.
Now look, fair enough. Touchline, you're muted, bro.
It's Harry Kane, bro. He's got him, man.
Yeah, bro. Touchline, stinker, and hook. Hey, go ahead, bro. Last quick touchline, then we got to move on, bro. Go ahead.
Can I just talk about this comment? He put, Kane and all those teams Zlatan played would have done the same thing. Well, why can't he win at Bayern then? And why did Bayern fans want him out?
He might win a Bundesliga, to be fair.
I mean, he is going to win this season.
Do you know why he's going to win a Bundesliga? And that's the only thing he's winning, by the way. Do you know why he's going to win the Bundesliga? Because how bad Leverkusen have been. Because if you look at Leverkusen's recent form, they would have won the league if they had beaten Werder Bremen, Union Berlin.
Yeah,
and what was the other game?
But Harry Kane's in a lose-lose then, in your opinion, then, because if he does something good, then it's a lose-lose, isn't it, for him? Like.
Well, no, but he just said that.
Is Jamie Vardy a better striker than him because he won the Premier League? He's not a better striker than Harry Kane. Come on.
That's crazy.
Hold on, because guys cannot use the team argument when he played for fucking Leicester, who were in the Championship. It got them promoted. He then won the league in his second season. He then won an FA Cup. Yeah, Jamie Vardy is a better striker than Harry Kane. He's got 100 goals in the Premier League.
And also, can I just say this? And also, can I just
Bro.
quickly say this? No. This is the last point I'm going to make, and I'm going to let you move on, Will. If we're
I'm not trying
hold
to.
on.
I fucking swear now. I'll take
guys,
taking
So
Jamie Vardy over.
he's top 7 generational strikers this year.
Hold on.
No, he's about top
Edwin.
15.
Edwin, Edwin. Let
We
me
have
say
Kane at
this now.
7 so
Well,
far.
I don't have Kane at 7th.
What the hell?
Here's the thing.
This is mad.
Also remember this, guys.
Yo,
See,
so that means you got like Diego Costa over
guys,
him,
guys,
bro.
hold on.
Of course.
Always remember this, guys. If we're gonna judge strikers, we're judging strikers. We're not judging strikers just based on, because I think if we're judging strikers, the first thing we should be judging them on is how many goals they score, but also what their goals when they turn what moments they turn up. Sometimes when I'm hearing the Harry Kane debate, most of the time, everything I always hear is he's a better footballer. That is not the debate, right? If we're talking about ballers, that's a different conversation, right? But we're just talking about who's the better striker. And if we're looking at a striker, we're looking at your goals and also when you turn up for your goals. At the end of the day,
by the way, so one
guess
second,
what?
Omar.
Harry Kane, hold on. Harry Kane is not a better footballer than Drogba. But striker, bro, I'm sorry. This guy turned up.
You're
This
taking
guy
Diego
won them
Costa
trophies.
over Harry Kane?
That's what I was saying.
100%. Diego Costa was a bad boy, bro. Don't even try it. Diego Costa, first season in the Prem, 7 in 5. The first 5 games got 7 goals and then won the league.
I just want to make sure that I'm understanding your position correctly. Touchline. Jamie Vardy, you're saying, is a better striker than Harry Kane.
I'm saying I'm taking Jamie Vardy's career over Harry Kane's.
No, see,
That's not the question.
but you're moving the goal. Of course, you would take Harry.
He's moving the goal way crazy.
Jamie
right now.
Vardy, hold on.
Cool. And this is when I asked him. I said, "Is he top 7?" And you said,
Let me say it a bit. In 100 years' time, Jamie Vardy will have a legendary status in Leicester. He will have a statue outside the ground. Yeah, and he'll be remembered. He'll be remembered that. Hold on, he'll be remembered. No, he'll be remembered. He'll be remembered by me when I'm 80. Yeah, remembering what he did for that. I will never remember Harry Kane. I will only remember Harry Kane for being a loser. Yeah, I don't have an agenda against Harry Kane. I have an agenda. I don't rate Kane. I openly say I don't rate Kane. I've never rated Kane. I've always thought
How can you? But the thing is, this is where I've got him. Yeah, this is where I've got him. Touchline facts rate Bruno Fernandes because
no, I don't. You do. Show me a tweet where I rate Bruno.
Listen, he rates Bruno Fernandes because of his output. If you're going to talk about Harry Kane, not only has he got output, yeah, you can talk about the big moments all you want. In terms of consistency, yeah, bro, this guy has been balling out since what? 15, 16, 16, 17? And we're talking about one season, yeah, with
Miles better than him. What we doing here?
Okay, yo, touchline. Do you have Miles? Do you have Kompany?
Miles in my marbles, bruv. Diego Costa was a bad boy, brother.
You know what you're doing, brother. Touchline. You know what you're doing. See, like, there's a reason why you say career. We're talking about
overall.
Who's the better player?
Who's a better technical foot? Who would look better at futsal?
Forget just who's a better player. I don't care by any metrics that you want to go off of. Jamie Vardy and Diego Costa are not better football players than Harry Kane. Now, yes, is Jamie Vardy done more in his career? Yes. Have Diego Costa done more? Have they won more? Yes. So from that POV,
so what are you basing Harry Kane being better than him at? What are you basing Harry Kane being better than him at?
I think he's a better. Okay, hold on. I think Harry Kane is a better striker just in terms of I think his finishing is better than both of theirs.
I agree.
I think that he can also do like other things such as drop deep, link play, can get his teammates involved. Whereas Jamie Vardy, right? Yes, the year that he won the Prem with Leicester, it was amazing. And I'm not going to take that away from him. He scored, he was bagging goals, but let's be real. Guy is like a run behind merchant. Like, let's come on.
Like, what are we doing here? No. I'm not even trying to go into that. I'm not even trying to go into that, bro. Guys are trying to cook me. Diego Costa was a bad boy, you know.
No one's saying he's bad.
This guy
won the league. Said that he wasn't good. He won the league. Not better than Harry Kane.
Hold on. He won the league. Correct me if I'm wrong. He won the league at Atletico, and then he went then in his first season won the league at Chelsea. Bearing in mind, by the way, he slapped up fucking Chelsea in the semi-final before him and Falcao.
All right, hold on, wait. So before we move on,
he was a bad boy striker, bro.
So the main point So the main point that you're making here is that because Harry Kane has made the wrong decisions in terms of his loyalty.
Yeah, that's part of being a footballer.
No, it's not, bro.
Jude Bellingham. Hold on. Jude Bellingham's going to get put when Jude Bellingham retires. Jude Bellingham's going to get put into conversations like the greatest midfielder of all time, even though he's nowhere near it. He's nowhere near it.
Ahmed, don't do this, Ahmed. Don't do this. Don't do this.
Hold on, let me finish. Let me finish. Yeah, because Madrid fans, I can't remember who it was. They were sitting there saying that. I was talking to the other day, saying that he's
Jude is on his way to being an all-timer. By the way,
there you go. I don't think he's
quiet, bro. Seriously,
let me finish. I don't think Jude Bellingham is anywhere near the best.
Yo, stop the cap, bro. Jude Bellingham in all time, bro. Get out of here.
No, brother, he's 20 years old. Look at what he's doing.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie.
I'm saying his career trajectory, if he continues to have this success with Real Madrid for the next decade, he is on pace to be the most decorated English player of all time.
No, he's not. No, that's too far.
Right now, God forbid, no injuries, nothing else. He is on his way to being an all-timer in this sport.
This is the problem, though. This is the problem. He's not even probably top 2 midfielders in his club, though.
Like, I don't need this negativity. I don't need this. Okay.
This is a this is North Korea. North Korea. I got a fucking opinion.
Bro, what?
Hey, look,
this is the definition of dictatorship, bro.
Hold on.
Exactly. Jude Bellingham. Hold on. No. Carnage. Listen. Let me just say.
Get away with the things that he's saying by trying to Touchline almost got away with it.
Let me just say though, you can say what you're saying is actually factually correct. By the way, all these people, we have our opinions. What you're saying is factually correct. If Jude Bellingham carries on, he's going to go down as one of the greatest midfielders of all time. I don't think that. Yeah, the same way. Yeah. For example, I'm talking about like trophies. You're putting trophies as an argument, like as the argument for Jude Bellingham. That's what's going to be his legacy. The fact that he led them. Yeah.
He's also
you know what?
A baller, by the way. As well.
Do you know what? Do you know why?
You fraud, man.
No, hold on. Do you know why he's won those trophies?
You rate Gavi.
Do you know why he's won those trophies? Hold on. Carnage. You know why?
I never said I didn't Gavi, you fraud.
So you never. Okay. So when Gavi was. Wait. So when Gavi comes out years ago. So what? You were saying there like, oh yeah, he's mid.
Listen, can I just say before I wrap up?
Go ahead. Hold on. What you gotta say?
Hold on, as I'm saying. The reason why he's going to be in that conversation is because of the career choices. Harry Kane made a bad career choice, bruv. That's not my problem, yeah?
But that doesn't take away from him. But that doesn't take away from him as a player. That's what I don't get. Like, how can you say that?
But for me, I value turning up in the biggest games more than anything. I think that's the best attribute. I value that higher.
I got a question. Then what about do you discredit Pogba and Neymar because they also didn't make the best career choises? You know what I'm saying?
But they also turn up in numerous moments and already did things.
Yeah, I know, but you not rate them as highly as they probably should be.
Well, that's ironic because you know you've just said that you've used two perfect examples because people don't put Neymar in conversations. Neymar in terms of ability is up there with the best of us have ever played the game.
Neymar is one of the goals. Same as Pogba.
Yeah, but they're two generational players.
For me, I prefer Pogba to Kevin De Bruyne. He's nowhere near him in terms of overall what he's done. Nowhere near him.
I agree.
Yeah, nowhere near him in terms of overall what he's done because he made a done the sort. If he went to fucking
Real Madrid, he would have.
If he went to Real, Barcelona, Juventus, he's an all-timer right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Brother, Paul Pogba's already an all-timer. I think he's the best. I think he's one of the best midfielders I've ever watched.
Well, that's because you saw him. That's the difference. Because you witnessed him, you can tell people how good he was. It's like when people tell you that Zidane was one of the greatest footballers of all time. You never saw Zidane. You understand what I'm saying, right? If you look at his stats will never tell you he's one of the greatest midfielders to ever play the game. But go on, ask anyone who saw this guy on the pitch.
Same with Iniesta as well.
Iniesta, the same thing.
Iniesta was tough.
You understand what I'm saying, right? That is the point, Will. Sometimes
they've got do numbers, bro. That's what they care about.
It's easy, Will. Because you saw Pogba, you can tell people that I hate Pogba over De Bruyne. And you will
exactly, bro. I love Pogba. I think Pogba's Can I just say, I rate Pogba higher than De Bruyne, but I know De Bruyne's better. Like De Bruyne's
but here's the thing. At the end of the day, I think that as a footballer, I think Pogba is better.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm sorry, Omar. Hold on. So touchline. then by that same basis,
I know what he's doing, Will.
By that same basis, then how is it that Jamie Vardy is better than Harry Kane? The same argument could be made for what you just said.
Firstly, what I meant was, I know De Bruyne is going to go down as a better player than Pogba. And secondly, you show me De Bruyne's goal in a World Cup final, and then come back to me. Cheers.
Bro, listen, no, stop.
A World Cup final.
Bro, no, actually, no, it's a good conversation because Pogba shows up for France. No. When KD gets out of that system of Man City, how come he never turns up for Belgium? How come it's Hazard?
That's because he doesn't have his sugar daddy Pep in it. That's why.
That's what I'm saying.
No, let's not do that.
That's why he doesn't turn up for Belgium. Look at Eden Hazard. He doesn't need anyone, bro. He is the system. Simple as that.
Eden Hazard's amazing for Belgium. And even Lukaku turns up.
And De Bruyne was also good at that World Cup. Let's not pretend he wasn't.
He wasn't.
He was. He scored the winning goal against Brazil.
He was probably Belgium's third best player because I think Lukaku was better in that World Cup. Right? I think Lukaku was better in that World Cup. I think.
Did they win anything?
No, I'm just saying performance-wise, right? I'm not saying they won.
All right, hold on, wait. So then by Touchline's argument, okay, hold on, wait. By Touchline's argument, Nacho, the center back from Real Madrid, the guy that was riding the bench for like 10 years, Nacho is better than Van Dijk. Because Van Dijk has won nothing compared to Nacho.
Don't do that because Nacho was on the bench, like you just said. You're comparing a bench player to a star.
But he did play in some of those games. He wasn't the main guy, but he contributed.
He was never the main guy, whereas Van Dijk was the main guy. Compare a main guy. Ramos. Okay, cool. Using my logic, Sergio Ramos is better than Van Dijk. Is Sergio Ramos not better than Van Dijk?
Yeah, yes, but Sergio Ramos has won more than Van Dijk.
Yeah.
So then you see where your argument is flawed.
He's also turned up in big moments.
No, but you see like where your argument is flawed is because you can't just use trophies to say that one player is better than another.
Well, I'm not because I'm not saying Josselu's better than Harry Kane, am I?
But here's the thing, Will. This is
but you probably no. Hold on. So then
the Joselu version is Jamie Vardy in this argument.
I know, but wait. But we gotta move on.
2 goals against Bayern, mate. 2 goals against Bayern.
We gotta move on. We have to move on.
Joselu is Vardy.
Harry Kane was watching. Joselu bad him.
I gotta go, bro.
All right, big up, bro.
Listen, guys, I gotta go. Peace out, man. Big up, Totis.
Yes, sir, man. Big up to Barca Reacts. I mean, look, we were gonna. I mean, like, okay, I know that Barca got a game tomorrow, but like, you guys are up 4-0, right? Like, we wasted a lot of time already. I mean, there's not really to talk about. Like, Dortmund are shit.
I mean, let's be real, right?
Human traffickers.
Who genuinely believes that Dortmund can come back?
Nah, like nobody. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, we wouldn't really have to like waste time speaking about that because,
especially against Barca, get some dodgy penalty or something.
Yeah, it's like they're gonna get cooked. Like Dortmund are gonna get cooked. So okay. Now let's go to the Premier League, right? Because there are 2 managers that I want to talk about before we get on out of here. And because we got 2 Manchester United fans, I do want to start with Ruben Amorim, right? We saw you guys get absolutely hammered by Newcastle, and I think that was to be expected. But a lot of the conversations that I'm seeing is, should Ruben Amorim get sacked? Now, me personally, right, just before I let either like Ahmed or
I know what you're going to say. You're going to say no.
I don't think he should be, only because he just got here in the middle of the season and they didn't back him in January, right? I feel like your United squad is so bad, in my opinion, that I don't think it matters what manager is on that touchline. Yeah. You're not going to be able to do anything because your players are just shit.
Can I just say, I don't know why the Newcastle game was a game that's made people change. Like, it's like, bro, they were obviously going to slap us. They're miles better than us, and we needed to throw the game in the bin anyways. That's why you played five or six backup players, because we've got our biggest game of the season in 3 days. So we're obviously we played a backup goalkeeper. He played Lindelof. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's an embarrassing result, but at the end of the day, Newcastle are literally a miles better football team than Manchester United. It just is what it is. You take it on the chin and you move on. Now we have to go beat Lyon. However, I don't understand what is. Oh, we're 14th. So right, cool. We won't exactly
take it on the chin. Big Man United. Just take the loss in it. Oh well, who cares?
Yeah, we're a better team than you. So what are we supposed to do,
bro? When it comes to Man United, and Amorim, I have never seen.
We're not Man United 10 years ago, bro.
No. But the thing is, I thought Ten Hag was getting away I mean, not getting away with murder. He was getting away with murder, but I thought he was massively overprotected. I've never seen such a shiny new toy get away with so many excuses. Like, you know what it is?
Name one excuse.
I'll tell you what the excuse is here, because this whole thing about he doesn't have his players and he doesn't have this, he doesn't have that. What's he supposed to do with these players? Everyone that was Ten Hag out, because I was Ten Hag out very early. I don't know when you went to Ten Hag out. Everyone was Ten Hag out because of the results that we was getting, the performances, the way how he wasn't getting the best out of his players. Everyone was Ten Hag out. They said he's the problem, and rightfully so. How can you say to me, a guy who's taken us further back in the league, say, oh, but what's he supposed to do with the players? By that logic, what's the point of turning Ten Hag out then? What's the point of turning Ten Hag out if you're taking the players? And also, you just said to the Bayern Munich guy, thank you for Delit, thank you for Mazraoui. You rate Lenny Yoro. You also rate Bruno Fernandes. You rate Amad Diallo. You rate wait, hold on, one sec. You rate Kobe Mainoo. You also rate Xerxes as well. I mean, he's been one of our best players, right? There's clearly good players in that team, but all of a sudden, you know what? 14th is our level, and players like Brighton have better players. It's crazy.
What's our biggest problem, do you think? Like in that
coaching.
No. What's our biggest problem? Don't take out the coaching. What's the thing that's stopping us getting results? Not coaching. Just say
it's player selections. Player selections. Who he's picking, by the way, on a daily basis. The constant picking of Rasmus Højlund. The constant picking of Rasmus. Who did he play against Man City, by the way? Who did he start?
What do you mean? Who did he start? He started. I think he started Garnacho, Bruno, Højlund, front three,
and it was Rasmus Højlund. And when Xerxes came on, what happened?
The game stayed 0-0, mate.
No. But what happened? What happened? What happened between the two players?
0-0. We didn't win, did it?
Forget about the game. What happened when Xerxes came on? He did more in that game, in that cameo, than Højlund against
Xerxes
Leon.
Not that good,
against Leon. When Højlund was playing, what did he do? Nothing. Who was on the bench and who changed the game? You could say it's a draw, but Xerxes still did his job.
This. What happened against? What was that team that Rasmus Højlund come off the bench against and scored twice? And took off.
What game are you talking about? What game are you talking about?
The Europa League group stage when we were 1-0 down. We were losing the game. Remember? I can't remember what team it was. It was. What team was it? It wasn't the Bucharest team. It was another team. We were 1-0 down at half time. He come on and scored 2 goals. We can all do this. We can all say.
But at the end of the day, you cannot be saying. You can't be saying thank you for this, thank you for that, and then say, "Oh, the players aren't good." Oh, it's not good. You can't.
I can because Garnacho is, for me, factually the worst attacker I've ever seen play for.
And who's picking him?
Who else is he going to pick?
Who's he picking him? Who did he have before he let go? Before he had
Who else
Anthony,
is he going to pick? Give me an option. Who else is he going to pick?
Anthony, he could easily play Mason Mount and Kobe Mainoo in the 210s.
Mason Mount's been injured for the whole season.
Bro. I'm talking when he's fit right now. When Anthony,
he gets it. When he plays him, he gets it again.
Hold on. When Anthony was available and he was playing as a wing back and he's played in cameos, he's put better performances than Garnacho. He's openly got rid of Anthony. He does not mind Anthony going alone. And Rashford, we can both say that's fine. He likes Garnacho. That's why he picks him all the time. Picks him on the left 10, right 10, all the time. It happens every single moment.
So why did he not got rid of him? Pardon, if he likes Garnacho, well, because he's had one window and they didn't offer the money, so it's not. He doesn't do the deals, does he? The club did the deals. Why did he drop Garnacho in his 3rd or 4th game week, whatever it was?
He dropped him one time and then he
dropped him from the squad, and then
he dropped both Rashford and Garnacho.
Let me finish. Yeah. And Rashford got rid of because they could get a deal for him. Whereas with Garnacho, they kept. Why did he do that? If he rates Garnacho, because he didn't do that to anyone else. He got done it to Rashford.
Dropping just because he's dropped players completely from the squad does not mean that he's not going to. Amorim is a manager who you can easily win over if he starts consistently playing him, right? Because Garnacho, we've seen him many times, even after he's been dropped, that he's playing in this game, that game, and he's missing open nets. He's making the wrong decisions. At the end of the day, you can blame the lack of lack of quality that we have, but the manager is the one who picks the team. He's the one that picks the team.
He has no one else. That's why people are saying go and get his signings because he has no one else. No one else to play.
But to interject real quick, for you to regress after coming into the as a new manager, there was no new manager bounce. That's one. But two, Not really. Not. It was like
We had
maybe
about
for,
10 game weeks where we didn't lose under that, but it's just some of them.
yeah,
was
but you
under
still
Van
weren't playing
Nistelrooy.
that great either way, though.
Ten Hag was still the manager, by the way. Sorry, if his Ten Hag was still the manager and he's got 10 losses, by the way, and no back-to-back Premier League wins, they would not
Do
be
you know
giving
why
him
it's
this.
different though? Do you know why it's different though? Because Ten
Why?
Hag bought most of these players. So it's, there you go. Your points makes no
I mean,
sense.
and I'm gonna say this now, right? At the end of the day, when it comes to United's form, I knew it was not gonna. I mean, I'll be real. I didn't think
You
the
knew it
team
wasn't
was
gonna get
good
better.
enough.
It wasn't gonna get better.
Exactly. We knew that there needed to be a complete reshuffling in this United squad. However, despite whatever anyone says, I don't think this team is bad enough to be 14th.
Exactly my point.
Thank you.
They're not so bad that they should
I
be
think
14th.
they are.
Sorry.
I've done this before.
No,
No,
but like,
I think they are.
I've done this before. I've done this before.
Coaching helped with that.
The
though.
whole top 10 have got a better
regress
squad
that
than us. The
badly.
whole top 10 have got a better squad than us. So why do I care if I finish 11th or 14th? Who
There's
cares?
a
Wait a minute. So
Brighton have got
okay,
a better
so
team than us. Fulham have got a better team than us. Bournemouth have got a better team.
Fulham of better. This is nonsense, bro.
But you
This is
brought
crazy.
the manager
This is
in.
nonsense.
You brought the best
He's
player.
waffling.
You brought the manager
He's
in
waffling.
to subside for
Guys,
that. Like,
guys,
you brought him
guys,
to
guys.
Bro, this guy
Let's
doesn't rate any of our
remember-
players. What's he talking about?
He's
hold on.
waffling. So
There's a team, right? At the end of the day, you guys have guys like Delict in your team. Guys like
They
Bruno
have a few good
Fernandes.
players, but
That's
overall,
what
they're
I'm
ass.
saying. But no,
But
no,
our
no,
problem-
Will, I'm not saying that this team should be. I don't, like I said, I think this team needs a complete dismantling in the summer. I expected that to happen when Ten Hag. I'm sorry, when I told this to Flawless. I was like, Flawless. At the end of the day,
Cool.
bro, it's gonna be hard.
No. Let me
You're
just
gonna
cook
be-
everyone.
hold
Let me
on,
just
hold
cook
on.
everyone. Yeah,
Wait,
let me
wait,
just
wait,
cook
wait,
everyone.
wait.
he's cooking salmonella, bro.
Don't try that, mate.
1 second.
Let me just try. Let me just say something. Our biggest problem
Let me
is
land my point. Let me land my point. When it comes to United's problems, right? Everybody kind of knew at the end of the day, what he can do is just stabilize the ship and basically maybe just finish mid-table or outside of Europe and something like that in the next season, get rid of all these dead players. You understand what I'm saying, right? But even despite all of that, I'm sorry, Amorim has to take some blame for this. You can't be this bad with this team. You guys
no
are
one's
so
ever said
beatable, like,
he doesn't deserve
I'm
blame.
not joking, right? I don't think in my life I've seen you
but
guys
of course
be so easy to beat. You guys are so easy to beat. Everyone now plays United.
But
They
of
look
course
at
he's gonna
United
get
now at
blamed.
33
Of
points.
course.
No.
he's the-
Name me the Fulham players you're taking. Name me the Fulham
That's
players you're
why
taking.
he's ass.
No. That's
Name me
professional.
the Fulham.
Bro,
Bro,
let me
I'm
finish
not letting
this.
this slide. Yeah, he's had some. Name me the Fulham players.
I'll cook you. Hold on. Let me just say.
Name the Fulham players.
I'll cook you all. So when Omar decided to name our good players, he named Delit, who's a centre back. Our problem is not defensively. We've conceded not that many goals. Other than the 4 goals we just conceded, we actually conceded a lot of less goals than a lot of teams. Right? We've also kept about 10 clean sheets in the league, and we've also barely conceded a lot of goals in Europe. Our defense isn't the problem. Our attack is the problem. Our attack is the problem. We've scored. Hold on. We've scored less goals than this. Tottenham, Wolves, Palace, Brentford, Brighton, Fulham, Bournemouth, Villa, Chelsea, and all the rest of the other teams. We've scored less goals than all of them. Our attack is the biggest problem. And when you go into our attack, none of you rate any of our attackers other than Ahmad, who's been out for what? Has he been out for about 2 months now? Something like that around there? Do you know what I'm saying? If we go through Garnacho, you don't rate.
Fine.
Coyley, you don't rate. Xerxes trash. Just because he's got a good first touch.
Hold on, wait. Omar, let Ahmed
Ahmed
respond. Hold on, wait. Let Ahmed go. Go ahead, Ahmed. Go ahead.
The minute I'll be so honest. The minute he said Xerxes trash, like that kind of like spun my head like that. Like it makes no sense to me. Yeah, I've seen. You're talking about 3 goals. Yeah, you're talking about 3 goals. I have seen 10 times worse strikers bagging goals. I've seen Patrick Bamford at Leeds bag 18 goals under Bielsa. Do not tell me.
How old is he?
Do not tell me. Hold on. Forget about the age, bro. Forget about the age. Don't give me excuses. Xerxes, is more than capable than enough, bagging 15 goals at least. If he's in that Liverpool team, he bags 15 goals. He factually bags 15 goals. And you can do all this. Oh my god, yeah. So what? Gabriel is a better goal scorer. So what now? Gabriel is a better goal scorer than Xerxes now. Gabriel.
Let me say that. Can I just say something? If Xerxes played every league game, he'd have more than 6 league goals. Yes, he'd have about 10 league goals. He'd get 10 league goals if he played 38 league games. My point is, he's not a good goal scorer. He's not scoring loads of goals. Where do you get he's going to get? Has he ever scored 15 goals in his career in a league season?
Has Kai Havertz ever scored more than 8 goals?
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
no,
good. He
no,
did. Yes, he did.
When?
Yes, he did.
When?
He scored.
When?
He scored 12 for Chelsea in one season, and he scored about how many?
In the
He scored
league?
for Liverpool? Yeah, in the league.
In the
Yeah, he
league.
scored
And
12
do
for
you rate
Chelsea.
Kai Havertz?
No, I don't. But Kai
Okay,
Havertz
so
is a
you
better,
don't rate Kai Havertz, but he got goals.
Kai Havertz is a better goal scorer than Xerxes and Højlund. Yes.
Oh, la ilaha illallah.
I'm sorry, Xerxes was scoring goals for City last
Well, he
season.
is. I mean, like,
He
wait.
factually
He
is.
is. Like, we can't just discount
Yo,
that.
big up to Staffy, man.
Hold on,
But
hold on,
he
hold
is.
on, hold on.
What?
Can I just say, because he's doing all the hand actions. What was Havertz's numbers in Leverkusen when everyone wanted him? What was his numbers
You
then?
just said that the
Yeah,
Bundesliga
yeah.
you don't rate. You don't rate the
Yeah,
Bundesliga.
but he still scored loads of goals because he's a better goal scorer. Better goal scorer. He's a better goal scorer than the two.
If you're using that logic, then guess what? Xerxes was scoring goals in City A.
How many?
How many? Yeah,
Like 11.
I think no, not
He had
11.
12
I
last
think-
season.
12. There you go.
Yeah,
Cheers,
but at the end of the day, man, at the end of the day, Staffy, you're telling me that Xerxes, you haven't seen anything from Xerxes in your attack when you have Højlund.
I like
I'm
Xerxes.
sorry,
I just know he's not. I just know he's not a good goal
This is the
scorer.
thing. Well, can I just say this? When you guys signed Xerxes, I told this to Flawless. I was like, Flawless, as much as I think this is a good signing, I don't think this is the signing that is going to get you guys, is going to push you forward. I think you guys still need to go and get a Tony from Brentford before he went to Saudi. You understand what I'm saying, right? However,
So by your logic, we didn't, and we left with Rasmus. So how do you overrate us based on your logic? You said we should have had a Tony, but you set the same expectation with Højlund. So doesn't that mean your logic was wrong?
No, but I think Xerxes is Højlund is a bum. I don't rate Højlund at all. You understand
Exactly.
what I'm saying,
So
right?
why do you think we should be better than we are when you think we should have had a
No,
Tony?
because
Yeah, we
at the
did
end
it
of
in
the
the
day,
Xerxes. I mean,
But
Højlund.
Staffy, don't you think this current team, no, as bad as they are, I think this team is terrible, this United team, right? Do you think that this team is better than 14?
Do you watch the games, Omar?
I do.
Omar,
Do you see the chances based as an example?
Omar, can I ask you a question? Omar, can I ask you a question? I agree that it's better than 14th. We have got a better squad probably than you could argue Everton. Yeah, I would agree with that. You could argue Palace, but I think they got a better attack than us. For example, they got a 15 goal a season striker, right? But I would then ask you, them Everton suits David Moyes. They suit, the players are suited to his system. No one in this team is suited to Amorim's system. Dalot isn't a wing back. I think Dalot's a sick fullback. I think Dalot would start for almost every team on this panel. Yeah, in a fullback. He'd start for a lot of teams in the world. Yeah, as a fullback. Right. As a wing back, no. Do you know what I'm saying? Because he's not good ball striking. He doesn't score goals. He's never scored goals. He's never been a good crosser. He's a good passer, good dribbler, good carrier. Do you know what I'm saying? These types of things, Dalot doesn't have. These players, do you know what I'm saying? It's like the players don't suit the system. Whereas Everton players, they all suit.
The system is shit.
And that is why.
No, it's not. It's because they don't suit the system. It's not hard to understand.
This is why.
But I think it's a mix of both, though.
It has to be a mix of both.
Bro, these players are shit, bro.
It's like the touch. No, so okay, so like the system, I don't think is working. But I also do agree that the players aren't the best for it, regardless. I think it's just, like.
But
I
that's
don't
why
think
I
it's one or
point
the
the thing
other.
at Amorim. This is the thing. This is why I said, right, as much as in the start of the season when Amorim was hired, I knew things were not going to improve that much.
Bro,
I didn't expect it to be this bad. That's why I think that Amorim does deserve criticism. You understand what I'm saying, right? Now, at the end of the day, whether he should be sacked or not, at the end of the day, that's for United fans to say. I'm not going to get into that. But
I mean,
I would say this,
that's
right?
kind of like where I was trying to go, like with the
exactly.
conversation.
But he does deserve criticism because they shouldn't be this bad. They're not 14th in the table bad, this squad, right? He should.
Yeah, cool. I agree.
Why are they not? Why are they not? Why are they not? Why are they not 14th? We finished 8th last season.
They shouldn't be 14.
Okay. So here's the thing: we finished 8th last season. We can all agree we didn't have a good squad, didn't have a good season. So we finished 8th.
We actually overperformed in terms of the points. We got a bit lucky because Højlund went on.
As bad as we were last season, by the way, as bad as we were last season, we was awful. We was only 8 points behind top 4.
Do you know why that was?
We were 8th last season.
McTominay and Højlund, they went on.
We were 8th last season. We sold McTominay, who scored double-digit goals for us. We didn't replace Sancho. We loaned Rashford mid-season. We loaned what's his name, Anthony mid-season, and the only signing that we made in January was what's his name, Dorgu. And in the summer we only signed one striker. Martial left, and we only signed Xerxes. So we lost more attackers than we added attackers. That's factually. That's a team that scored 56 goals. Now with all these guys being gone, now we're on 38 goals. Please tell me why I can be a bad team, get rid of players that the likes of Ahmed would sit here and tell me they're not good enough anyways. Ahmed wanted Rashford gone. I know that. Not replace him with anything better and expect to improve. Based on what? What is the logic? I have a striker that has less goals than Beto in Everton. Beto has double the goals that Højlund has. So why am I to sit here? You're laughing, Will, but it's true. Why am I to sit
You
here?
got 3 goals all season, bro.
They have a goalkeeper who has more clean sheets, less errors leading the goal, and they have a striker that has 6 goals. My striker has 3. Crystal Palace, who people compare us to, and they say Glasner is better, and he lost to Olise. He has Mateta. Why is Mateta scoring 15 goals and Rasmus isn't? Why is Wissa and Mbeumo scoring double-digit goals and Rasmus isn't? And then, Ahmed, you respond to me on Twitter and say, oh, but they're in their second season, they only had this amount of goals, and they eventually improved. They're 26 and 27. Rasmus is 21. If I ask you right now, Ahmed, do you want to wait until you see how good Rasmus is when he's 26, 27? You'll say no. You want him gone and he's 21. So why would I listen to you judging someone that took him up until 26, 27 to finally score 15 goals when you want someone gone because you think he's not good enough? And I agree with you, he's not good enough. And he's 21 turning 22.
I'm not
what
saying.
Right do I have to say that I have a better team than them?
I'm not saying Rasmus is rubbish. I'm better than him. Everyone on this panel is better than him. We can all agree that. Right? I'm not saying wait 6 seasons. What I'm telling you is, for as bad as he is, his ceiling is not 3 Premier League goals. For as bad as he is, that is not his ceiling. Last season he got 10. Got 10 in the league alone. Right? I made the argument with what's his face with Mateta, that he got 2 Premier League goals before they got what's his name, Glasner. I think it was under Hodgson. He got but there was one season he got 2, right? And then he got 5 the year before that, right? And then obviously, once they've got a better manager, Elise's numbers improved, Eze's numbers improved, Mateta's numbers improved, right? What I'm trying to say is that for as bad as Højlund is, you can still squeeze 10 goals out of him, yeah, for as rubbish as he is. I'm saying Tottenham, yeah, who have Brendan Johnson. I've watched this guy week in, week out. He's just as bad as Garnacho. He's on 11 Premier League goals right now.
He's not. No, he's better than Garnacho.
He's a better finisher.
Okay, Garnacho has a 13%. He has a 13%.
And guess how many? Hold on. And guess how many Premier League goals Garnacho is on? Garnacho's rubbish, first of all. But guess how many Premier League goals he's on?
5.
He's on 5. So if he's having his worst ever season, yeah, rightfully so, you can squeeze 10 out of him.
You watch the games with your eyes, Ahmed. What is a manager supposed to do to squeeze more goals out of him?
The only reason why
Can I just say, you said Mateta and then you said Elise and Eze. But if we go and ask you, Eze is better than Garnacho, no? You think Eze is better than Garnacho?
That's no debate. That's no debate.
Elise is better than Ahmad, and he's better than whoever else we stick there. And Mateta is better than Højlund. So there's no doubt that they just because they were underperforming. I remember when they bagged 5 goals away at Southampton with Roy Hodgson as the manager. I remember when Palace were balling out at times. Elise and Eze were always, they always have talent. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just because they were underperforming under a manager. Yeah, Garnacho has none. Also, Garnacho is selfish. He sits there and spams shots all game. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the
he averages the second most shots in our team, by the way. Only Bruno has more shots than him.
Yeah, and Bruno catches score goals at least. Garnacho can't.
Exactly. Let me tell you this.
Let me actually ask the panel where you guys are sitting, on this argument. So I know that.
Will. Let me ask you something, Will. It's on this argument. Who do you think created more big chances this season, Manchester United or Nottingham Forest?
Nottingham Forest.
All right. Manchester United created more big chances than Forest. Forest are sitting what, 3rd? And we're sitting 14th.
Yeah.
You know how many big chances we created and what conversion is? We created 71 big chances. We converted 20 of them, and we missed.
Where does that rank in the league?
But
probably the lowest.
But see, this is the thing. Stop. This is why the start of the season, while you guys had Ten Hag, I even said this, like I said to Flo. I was like, at the end of the day, I will be honest. You guys still need a 20-goal a season striker because
who's that?
Xerxes. You guys could have gotten Tony before he went to Saudi.
Saudi Arabia.
I was saying that at the time.
Before he went. But here's the thing, Staffy. Don't you think that Tony would have gotten more goals and all the chances you created?
Nah, I think he's overrated. Anyways, I think we need a striker. I think he's just overrating Tony.
Bro,
I was saying at the time, that I wanted another attacker. That's what I said. I said, if you're going to get rid of Sancho, you have to go and get me another attacker. And they didn't. That's their own fault. They went in thinking they could rely on Rashford, Garnacho, Ahmad, and Højlund.
You guys have gone and got a striker. I mean, okay, Tony is not the guy. How about someone like Gyökeres? Do you think Gyökeres wasn't why didn't you guys go in for Gyökeres then?
Gyökeres is not coming, bro. He's going to Arsenal. Listen, we do need a striker. I'm not disagreeing with you. But you saying we need a striker and then also saying, but why are we sitting in 14th? We don't have a top 10 striker. Delap is sitting in the bottom 3 teams in the league, and he has 12 goals. How come Ipswich have a striker who's good enough to score 12 goals, but I'm in 14th and my striker can't score 10. Because the lap is just better than Rasmus.
So
create more chances than us.
So it's okay. So what? Because here's the thing, Will. I'm sorry, Staffy. This is my argument was at the end of the day, as bad as I think this team is, I just think that this team is a little bit better than.
I just told you the stats. You can think all you want, but I just told you some stats.
No, and that's the thing. This is why I'm sorry. This is why I look at the manager. That's why I said that.
So wait, hold on. Why can you say that? But when every game ends, I put a screenshot and I always put an ironic tweet where I'm showing someone missing a sitter. Let's just use the Leon gun game as an example. Yesterday, I'm hearing people say, if we don't win the Europa League, sack the manager. I said, hold on a minute. So am I supposed to ignore the context of how we didn't win the game in France because Onana's a bum and basically cost us 2 goals by basically throwing the ball in the back of his net? That's equivalent to what he did. Not actually doing it, but metaphorically. He just picked up the ball and put it in the back of his net. Okay? So he cost us 2 goals. If we don't go and qualify right now, the first thing you know what people are going to say? Amorim is a bum. No one is going to think, oh, let me watch the game again and see that this team was actually leading up to the 94th minute until the goalkeeper decided to make the second mistake of the game. So why do we always say that? And Onana has his top 5 in errors leading to goal across of all of Europe.
Why did you not see that at Inter, by the way? I'm not saying Onana's a good keeper. There's a reason. No, but listen, let me finish. Let me land this here. The reason why you weren't seeing that many mistakes is because Inter, as a team, they can have all of our ex-players as well. Flipping, what's his name? Mkhitaryan and all of these guys, ex-Premier League players.
And all them, man.
Exactly. The reason why they were so, bro, they replaced him with Sommer, and there's not that big of a difference. That's because they don't see that many chances. But my point is, with Onana, for as leaky as Onana is, if the system is solid and compact and you're not facing that many shots, you will not be seeing that many.
We conceded for a cross.
Bro.
This guy crossed the ball and we conceded. It wasn't even a shot.
Hold on. I saw someone, Sugar Sean on Twitter, when we signed Onana, said, I watched Onana at Ajax and he said, Onana is worse than Kepa. When he signed him, Onana was always bad. He's never been good.
Even the Champions League.
He's never been good. Okay.
That game against Tottenham when they came back, that second leg. He was the one that he made 2 mistakes in that game that led to goal.
Bro, do you know how many shots on target Leon had against us?
Staffy.
Do you know how many shots they had against us?
Oi, do you know we won the Europa League against Ajax? Who was the goalkeeper?
And he was in goal. The Pogba deflection, I remember.
Go look at both of the goals. My nan would have saved the first one. Go look at
it was I remember.
All right. Okay, so then, Staffy, let me ask you. At the end of the day, I get what you mean, right? And I do believe that the players should share the criticism. But don't you think that Amorim deserves any criticism at all?
He deserves. Okay, here's the thing. Amorim should be criticized for other things that no one talks about. They criticize him for the wrong thing. We lost to Newcastle because of our idea of build-up. When you have shit players like Lindelof and Ugarte receiving the ball back to pitch, that is criticism. Because it's like you're asking a fish to climb a tree. You're judging a fish by its ability. That is something on the manager for not identifying that these players are shit to do that. But I can't just look at that and say that's the sole reason. And I just did a show with Griggs, and shout out to Griggs. He said something very good. He said the issue with United fans, they always think there's one problem. When factually the problem at United, there's a multitude of problems. You can spend all day talking about the issues from the board to the management to the players. Amorim being criticized for how he approaches certain games, I have no problem with that. The long vision of how he plays football, is it sustainable to win a league one day? I can have a debate on that because I actually don't think so. People think I'm an Amorim stan, and I actually don't think Amorim's ever going to win the league. The idea that he's a shit manager and the reason these players are shit are because of him is not true. Because I've seen players miss sitter. I've seen Anthony play against Southampton, miss a sitter in an empty net. He doesn't score that. Right? Ahmed scores a hat trick. Anthony goes to Real Betis and he balls out. And people say it's the manager's fault. The guy was here and he was missing a sitter.
No. That game. Wait, hold on. That game, by the way. That game. Wait. That game that we won was it 3-1 when Ahmad scored the hat trick. That game, that same game where Anthony missed a sitter. Ahmad was struggling as a wing back. He was struggling. He was picking the ball from so deep. He was playing as a wing back. The minute Anthony,
and then he brought on Anthony and he played a little bit more advanced.
And then that freed up Ahmad. So yes, Anthony in front of goal is not good. But what I'm saying, he had a purpose in the system. I will not be complaining about Amorim if he's picking the right players.
I wanted Anthony to stay over Garnacho, so you're preaching to the choir. My issue is that people think Rashford, as much as you guys hate him or like him, he's doing better at Villa than he did with us. Everyone bar Sancho, I think, left United and actually is having a significant improvement. Sancho, for one reason or another, he's not. Other than that, the post-United glow-up is real. But to sit here and say, what's his name? Højlund missed the sitter last game against Lyon. Dorgo put it on a plate for him in the 6-yard box, and he shanked it, and it went wide. And then you sit here and ask me, why does he have 10 goals? So how many times, Ahmed, can I go to certain games and get you a clip of Højlund missing a chance, and I'm like, what was that? How can you miss? Not get a shot on target, let alone score. Remember when Maguire came on 2 games ago? I forgot what game it was, and they put a clip after the game of his movement as a striker, and people were joking, saying he's a better 9 than Rasmus. How is Maguire coming on for 10 minutes, making better movements in the box than a striker, actually getting a shot on target? I think it was the Forest game, and the ball gets cleared off the line. Yet I have a striker who played there and couldn't. At what point do you hold the players accountable for the lack of individual moments or for the lack of anything? They just don't have quality.
I agree with Højlund is not United quality. That guy can go to Al Shabab or whatever in Saudi. I don't care, bro. He can go there. But my point is, I don't even know if that's a name. I just made that up on the spot.
It is Al Shabab.
Al Shabab is actual.
Okay, but my point is, when a team is losing consistently and everyone's missing, everyone's shanking shots and blah blah blah, what I'm saying is that it's very easier to miss. Confidence is down. I'm not trying to make excuses. But my thing is, with Højlund, I'm not saying he should be starting week in, week out, and he should be bagging 20 goals. I cannot comprehend in my head that this guy is a Premier League striker and his ceiling is
really
only 3 or 5.
I honestly don't think he is. And I'm not gonna lie. If we don't see him in the United jersey every week, I swear to God, if I told you there's a player named Højlund and he plays like, I don't know, bro, in the Australian league, you'd be like, yeah, I believe it. You look at him and be like, yeah, he looks like an Australian league level. You look at him, there's nothing about it. I think he's actually the worst striker in the league. The fact that you have 3 goals and you get overplayed. United fans complain about him being overplayed, yet he only has 3 goals. I'm sorry. I cannot look at that. And this is why I always go back to Ten Hag. And this is why when people say, but you had a different energy for Ten Hag. My energy switched up on Ten Hag the minute he went for that summer where he signed Mason Mount. I hated that summer. And people cooked me online. They were like, you just want to do things for clicks. You just want to be negative. I've been so focused on recruitment. The minute I stepped foot in YouTube and I actually started having a voice, I've never voiced anything more than recruitment. That's the one thing I've always talked about. And this is why when I tell people, I tweeted this and people are like, oh, you're acting like a top red. I said, United fans think we have a divine right to win trophies every year. This is why people telling me yesterday, if he doesn't win the Europa League, he needs to be out. Why am I supposed to expect my team to win trophies when Newcastle's doing better recruitment than me, Villa's doing better recruitment than me, Forest is doing better recruitment than me, everyone around me is doing better recruitment? Because my name is bigger, I'm supposed to expect that I'm going to win. This is why United fans, and I said this, I've said it yesterday, I'm going to say it again, they don't know football outside of Fergie, because Fergie built us up to something so large and big. I think now that I have a right to win for the next 10 years, yet I'm not putting the legwork as everyone else. Ahmed sits there and you rate so many ballers outside of United. There's no reason why we don't have them, because our recruitment has been shit. So when I sit here and I'm paying less attention to our managers, Barton had, because he's a bum and he recruited so many shit players, and I'm saying it's on the club for leaving this squad after years and years of recruitment. That to me, that deserves a bigger focus than who the manager is. Because wallahi, Amorim can leave tomorrow and I wouldn't care. But I know we'll get another manager and we won't improve the recruitment and we'll be back in the same shit again. While everyone around us, the season Newcastle got Bruno G for 35 mil, we went and spent 70 mil on Casemiro. Guess who has the better player today and the better future today? I'd rather have Bruno G in my team. When we spent 72 million on Højlund, they spent 70 million on Isak. How come they identified Isak as a better player than we did? They went and got Tonali and we got Mason Mount. So when I look at the recruitment and I'm like, well, this is very good recruitment and this is trash recruitment. Yeah, I need to go and win the cup right now and be better than them.
So recent recruitment, do you rate it? The recent recruitment, do you rate it? Because you're talking about that. You're talking about before Ineos, like the Glazers. You're talking about Højlund.
I'm talking about last summer.
I rate 3 of the signings.
No.
I'll be honest with you. Last summer,
I'm talking at that time, but forget about how they performed. At that time when they went and bought everyone, what was your opinion when they bought? Forget about or whether you like Ugarte.
I didn't mind Højlund. Sorry, not Højlund. Xerxes last summer. I didn't think he was that great, but I didn't mind Xerxes. I was like, you know what? He'll be a decent squad player. I'll be honest with you. The only reason we got the package of De Ligt and Mazraoui is because Mazraoui was free Palestine. That's the only reason we got him for that.
Hey,
If he
There you
never
go.
said,
Somebody who understands me. There
if he
you go.
never said that, we would never got him for 12 million. So that to me, that was a good signing. Ugarte, trash. I screamed about it and I said, this guy's trash. Don't go and waste 50 million around. We went and paid 50 million for a player that got replaced with João Neves, and that João Neves, along with Fabian Ruiz and Vitinha, went and bopped Liverpool off the pitch. Yet my club went and spent 50 mil on a shin kicker. And when I go now and I can't build up against teams and I can't pass, people are like, oh, why can't we do the basics of football? Because I spent 50 mil on a glorified Fred.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Fred for 17 mil for this.
But Ahmed, can I ask you a question just before you say it? Whether I rated some of the individual signings, however, I also said they didn't do enough because they didn't go and get a guaranteed attacker.
If we got a guaranteed number attacker, we're still going to be talking about the same issue on Will Show.
No, if we had a striker with 15 goals, we'd have 10 more points.
I agree. I said if we had a better number 9, I think we'd be like
still papering over the cracks,
which wouldn't change a lot.
Here's the thing, Staffy, right? Everything you just said right here, I don't disagree with any of it. Because this is the thing, right? At the start of the season, this is exactly what I was saying. I was echoing the same things you are. At the end of the day, let me be clear. When I say that Amorim is a criticism, that's not me saying that he should leave. I'm just saying he should be criticized for the things he's getting wrong. Because he is getting some things wrong, right? And also, at the end of the day, you're right. The players are not good enough. The players were not good enough before this guy even arrived. You understand what I'm saying? This is why when Amorim arrived, yes, people were gassed. I remember people were very gassed when you guys hired him. I remember telling people, I was like, listen, guys, I'm being very real. Do not expect anything for the rest of the season. All right? If he wins you guys something, a trophy this season, then that is just a bonus.
This team shouldn't win the Europa League. You know why we have a chance to win the Europa League? This is the weakest version of the Europa League I've seen in years because no one dropped from the Champions League. We're going against Bodo Glimt. We're going against 17th place Spurs. We're going against 6th place or 5th place Lyon, and Lecce. I think the only team that's actually doing well in their league is fucking what's the name? Frankfurt. They're sitting 3rd. Everyone else is weak. This United team, if this United team wins the Europa League, I'll be honest with you.
Can I just ask Ahmed
everything that we've won? That will be the biggest accomplishment I've seen as a United fan. As I've never seen a team this bad actually leave with a trophy.
Staffy, let me be clear, right? I knew this is in my head. This is what I thought was going to happen when Amorim was hired. I thought you guys would finish 8 or 9, right? I thought you guys would finish 8 or 9 at the end of the season. That's what I thought, right? That's why I thought. Well, listen, the team is not good enough, but maybe what Amorim is going to do is just stabilize the ship, right? Maybe they will not win any trophies this season, but this season is just about surviving, finishing 8 or 9 outside of Europe, and then in the summer, clear out the squad, completely clear it out, and bring in and sign some key good players in the team. Because there's a lot of players that you have in your team right now. They should have been gone seasons ago. Guys like Luke Shaw, what are these guys still doing here? What is guys like Maguire still doing here?
Hold on, Omar. Right? Just before we change the subject, really.
No, that's what I'm saying, right? So at the end of the day, I'm just saying, at the end of the day, my criticism is where you guys are in the table, right? Where I'm like, well, I expected you guys to not be good, but I didn't expect you guys to be this bad. You understand what I'm saying, right? And
I don't think anyone expected us to be this bad, but
exactly. So, and listen, maybe there's any positive to come out of this, Staffy and Ahmad and Touchline, right? Is that maybe now the Ineos and the people who run the club might look at it and say, "Bro, after this,
Ineos are frauds." That I agree with.
This can't continue. We need to clear out ASAP.
But the thing is, though,
wait, hold on. Can I ask Ahmed one question?
Yeah,
Ahmed,
go ahead.
With all that being said, why do you rate Ange?
Who?
Ahmed,
I've seen I believe Ange is a good manager who's having a rubbish season this season, but I've seen more what Ange can do with the players that he's got done last season. I've seen more than enough.
I can say the same thing about Ten Hag. I can say the same thing about Ten Hag.
But the thing is, one, that United have a better team than Tottenham. Firstly,
no, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No,
they do.
No,
Tottenham don't have a good team, bro. They do.
We don't. Our best players, Ahmad, and Kulusevski is arguably better than him.
Bro, this is.
And Kulusevski's not better than him.
I would say United maybe have a better defense, but not attack.
Wait,
bro,
they're about to be the best 17th team ever because they're gonna finish on positive goal difference.
I would say,
like Tottenham have a better if everybody's fit, Tottenham have a better team than Manchester United.
Yeah, better team, but I'm saying
I don't
like,
think that's the debate right now. It's not.
Nah, wait, but I swear somebody just said that they don't. That United have a better team than Tottenham.
Yeah, Ahmed just said it.
United do have a better squad.
All right, so okay, wait. So how so, Ahmed? Go ahead. Okay, like run through it.
Wait, give me a combined 11.
So the goalkeeper, Vicario's going in there.
Real quick.
Vicario, Dalot, Mazraoui, Lenny Yoro, Mateus De Ligt, Casemiro goes in. They can take Basuma. I prefer Maddison over Bruno Fernandes. You can also put Kobe in there. On the left, they can take Son. On the right, Ahmad, striker, Xerxes.
Man didn't even mention Oh wait, can I make a case for somebody at Tottenham?
Matisse Tell. That guy, I've seen enough of him. He should be in that team.
Wait, Dominic No Lanky, bruv. He got 20 goals.
Solanke cost 70 mil, double of Xerxes, and he's only got 6 goals. And he's only got
he scored 20 goals last season.
You just said you started off by saying that. And just having a rubbish season, I think he would be a part of the problem why they're not scoring goals as well too, because of the rubbish season that they're all experiencing right now. So you really can't say that argument about how Xerxes deserves to be the starting 11.
Xerxes does deserve it.
That's crazy.
You put two. How many attackers did you put from United?
I put Ahmad and I put Xerxes and then I put Son.
We could build it right now.
Bro, can I just Vicario in goal, Mazraoui at right back, Dalot at left back, centre back. I'll go Van de Ven and De Ligt.
Just leave it 4-3-3. Leave it like this.
Yeah, leave it like this.
Put Vicario in goal.
Yeah.
Put Van de Ven as one of the centre backs.
Yep.
All right.
I'd put Dalot and Maz as the fullbacks personally, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone was to put Udogie at a Dalot.
Udogie's left back. We don't have a better left back.
Dalot and Mazraoui are better than Udogie, bro. Like they're better.
Hey, bro, like this.
Dalot is.
We have to agree.
Dalot's not better than bro.
Listen. I think Dalot's better in it, but Dalot he's not done himself any favors with the season he's had.
Right, we're having a Dutch centre back partnership then.
What is this, bro?
Wait, so
Van de Ven and De Ligt
at left back.
De Ligt and Van de Ven.
Yeah, De Ligt and Van de Ven. Yep, that's what I'm going with. Hey, listen, De Ligt. We should have never sold him. So yeah, I'm going with De Ligt regardless.
Yeah.
All right. Wait. So do we all agree about
Udogie on the right?
I don't agree with Udogie because Mazraoui is better.
Mazraoui on the right.
Mazraoui on the right or on the left.
Mazraoui is better than Dalot and what's his name?
And Porro.
Yeah, Mazraoui. Yeah.
All right. So now we're in the midfield.
Okay. Kobe Mino.
You can put Casa and Kobe. I don't mind. I don't mind.
Casemiro don't get in.
Casemiro's arguably our best.
Where do you put Bentancur then? Like, are we just gonna put in the bench? Does it exist?
Listen. Casemiro's been good last 5 games, but let's not do that, man.
For me.
I don't know.
He's been almost.
I just go Mainu. I put Mainu. Personally, me. I know you don't know what you lot. I'm putting Mainu, Bruno, and Bentancur.
Bruno.
No.
Bruno's miles better than Addison, bro. What are we doing here?
All right, wait. So do we all agree that Mainu gets in?
Yeah. We put Mainu in.
Okay.
Put Mainu in. Put Kobe Mainu in.
Mainu in.
Okay. As long as like one of them. Okay. So now let's figure out the rest. Come on.
Casemiro. I'm putting him.
I think Bentancur. This is team, bro. Everybody. What teams are so bad, bro? Like you could.
Yeah, Bergvall. I do quite like Bergvall.
I'm not gonna lie though. Bentancur at his best is hella good.
Yeah, Casemiro
doesn't get in though. To be fair.
Yeah, but Casemiro. If it was Casemiro from years back, I would have made a bigger case.
Right? Yeah. But the thing is, like, people just like Casemiro's been good for us this season. Like, it's because he's not as good as he is in Madrid because he had a better team. Casemiro's been solid. Like, no one's been. Yes, he has. Yes, he has.
Do you want me to name you bad games he's had?
Bro, name you bad games. I can name you all the games that Bruno's played bad in. I swear to you.
Right. But
so like, what are we doing here? Casemiro has had one bad game against Liverpool. That same game, that where everyone capitulated.
So he weren't bad against Newcastle. He weren't bad against Newcastle.
This is crazy.
He went bad against Newcastle.
The whole midfield was
the first game when we had to take Xerxes and bring on another.
I watched the game. I was at the stadium. He was fucking dreadful. I was there.
No, touchline. When I say that, it's an agenda. I'm glad someone was at the stadium and said that. Thank you.
I said, I'm watching the game. Xerxes.
You're not watching it. You're watching the game with goggles on, bro. Like, he's not.
No, come on, man.
So Xerxes. So yes or no? Hold on, Ahmed. Yes or no? Did Casemiro have a good game that game against Newcastle. We lost 2-0.
You know what Touchline's doing here? He's very good at nitpicking to suit a narrative, and he's very good at ignoring all the other consistent
You
performances.
do the same because you don't want to put Bruno in this team.
Bruno
literally went on a 7-game run where everyone was like, yeah, he's the player of the month right now. I don't even like
the reason why he's getting player of the month here is because he's bagging goals. I'm talking about consistently putting in good performance.
What is Madison doing?
Guys. So
Madison's performing way better.
Put Bruno in the 10. If Madison's
Bruno in the 10.
I'm even putting Kulusevski. It's either Madison or Kulusevski in the 10. Honestly.
Okay. All right. Fine. Okay. Wait. But who do we want to put next to Menu though?
Then put Bruno next to Menu and put Kulusevski up front.
Yeah, you want to put Bruno?
Put Bruno and Kulusevski because Kulusevski does get in this team. Even though Kulu played on the right a lot. But put Kulu in the 10.
Yeah,
so Kulu in the 10.
No. Yeah, Bruno there and then Kulusevski in the 10. That's actually
because Bruno plays a lot deeper now sometimes in games.
Yeah, Bruno. Yeah, maybe put Bruno to partner up with Meno. And,
so then I'll probably just move this around then really quickly.
Man of the match.
By the way, based on this season, Meno wouldn't be in this team. He's a better talent, but he wouldn't be in this team. He just hasn't performed this season.
Yeah, Meno's been
better.
He's good at the start.
Okay, Staffy, very quickly. Would you say that's because Amorim has been trying to experiment?
No, because he didn't play in the beginning of the season. Then he got injured. And then he came back to a new manager, and then we had to try him in the 6 and then try him in the 8.
Well, Staffy, I have a question. Have you guys tried him in an attacking role? Like maybe
yeah, we did for one game.
Then he got injured.
He scored and got injured.
Because he has like them qualities.
I would put Bergvall over Meno just this season because Bergvall has been better than Meno. He's actually been.
Okay.
I'm not
I think Meno is a better player. I think Meno. We're going off who's a better player.
Meno is a better player. Yes.
Yeah, I said I'm not gonna lie. Well, I'm at love with the whole argument about United being better. It's kind of looking a little bit closer than we think here. So I'm just saying, like, so far we have a lot of.
Why was Ahmed cooking?
You feel me? So I just want to say that it was not
because they get the striker. They get the striker.
No, Ahmed is not cooking anything. Hold on, just get to the front.
Hold on, wait. Real quick, guys.
So have at least one United player in there.
All right, hold on, wait. So is this team based off of just who do we think is more talented?
No, based on this season, who's been better this season?
Okay, then
Menu can't be in here then.
I think Menu should be removed. I think it should be Bergvall.
Yeah, if it's based off this season, take off Menu.
Listen, put their Tottenham guys in, bro. That's they want to win in it. Put their Tottenham guys in.
No. If you're going,
that's what they want to do. Bergvall, as if they've watched him in it.
Menu hasn't been that good this season, though.
You know what the problem is?
He missed most of the season.
Big up to Jordan with the super chat. I appreciate that, bro.
This is the thing, right? This is two teams that are bums, so it's hard for
both teams are off form, so it's
it's hard for their own reasons.
Oh, just put Ahmad, Solanke, and Son.
And by the way, that Bergvall that they're talking about, he started 10 games for Tottenham. But carry on.
Oh, great.
Right, but how many has Manu started this season and actually played well?
Manu literally got two long injuries this season.
Yeah, but I didn't put Manu. I put Casson. What's his name? The other guy, Basuma.
I would rather have
only started playing 2 weeks.
Casemiro started how many games?
Casemiro's got more games than them both. He's got more games.
How many has he started? How many has he started?
Who? Casemiro?
Yeah.
16 games.
Oh shit! Who the fuck is this?
In the league?
It's not the guy.
There's no chance he started 16 games.
Go check it, bro. Is around that?
Bro, I guarantee he's not started more than 10.
What are you looking for? What are you looking for?
Casemiro starting.
Both Casemiro and Kobe have played the same amount of games, pretty much.
All right. So are we agreeing that this is the best combat 11?
Hold on.
I haven't watched much of these two teams.
Hold on.
I'll be so honest. Putting Solanke has to be the most disingenuous one. That's so disingenuous.
Wait a minute. Then who gets put there?
Xerxes. I'm not going to put a striker from 38 games. United have 38 goals this season. I can't put a front line of 2 United players. What are we even doing?
You just said
Ahmad is there because he's been brilliant. He's the only good player we had this season.
Xerxes has been performing for the past 2 months. What are we doing?
Yeah, Habibi.
What's Solanke done? What has Solanke done? What has he done this season? What's he actually done?
Goals than him.
He's not scored since Jan. Xerxes turned up in bigger games. Bro. Has he not performed better? Has he not performed better than him?
Oh no.
I don't think so. No.
Oh, this is disingenuous. Solanke, bro. I've heard Chris Wood more than Solanke. Chris Wood.
Sure.
I'm
if we
not
were doing a
Wood-
force
Wood is
set,
one of the
if we were
best
doing
strikers
force
in the
11,
league
I put
this season.
Wood right now.
He's better than both of them. What you mean?
Wood has been one of the best strikers in the league this season.
I'm saying that's not a bias.
Not really rocking with this Solanke pick. I ain't gonna lie.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
You
put
can
Hood
the
in.
guy in there. You can put. Oh, bro.
Put one in then. I don't know what to tell you.
Or put Richarlison. Who cares?
Bro, what are we doing? I'm not putting Xerxes in. He's
So,
trash,
so
bro.
if we're not putting Xerxes, why is everyone losing their man now he's injured? What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
I'm not
Because we
losing
know
my
he's better
eyes.
than Højlund. The two different arguments.
Bro. I swear.
I'm not losing
Okay.
that one.
By the way,
I'm not
70
losing
million
those
he cost. So 75 million.
Hey, Zer, translate.
The level. He's saying the levels are terrible.
Levels.
Okay.
But the word is levels. Yeah.
Levels,
You know
levels,
he's
levels.
using Google Translate because there's no reason why he's using it.
Now look, Staffy, translate.
يا اخي والله غلطان تحطون اودوغي وسولانكي مستويات متواضعه جدا. Basically, it's like
Thank you.
It's embarrassing that you put Udogi and Solanke because they've both been underwhelming. Honestly, actually, now that you remind me, I'd probably take off Udogi and put Jet Spence because he's been better.
There you are.
I'm not joking, wallah.
Staffy is on the
Wait,
upper toppies, man. That's what he's on, bro.
You want to tell me? Okay, here's your logic.
Upper
You want to
toppies,
tell
man.
me?
That's what he's
But
on,
you
bro.
know the thing about Ahmed? Ahmed likes to sit here and say a manager's supposed to get the best out of players. Okay, so he, according to his logic, Ainge is better. So I put more Ainge players since he's getting the best out of them. He's getting upset. He wants me to put more players from a team that he doesn't rate, and a manager who's not getting the best out of them. You're debunking your own logic.
I'm not debunking anything, bro. Because at the end of the day, yeah, we're just trying to put as many Tottenham players just so Amorim can get an excuse. That's what it is.
This is genuine what I believe. This is genuine what I believe. But
Bro.
the only thing I would debate is Mainu being in that team because Mainu, I think he's been having a poor season, but that's mainly down to injuries. That's the only negotiable that I would have. Nothing else I would change. I don't think I'm a Dallo stan. Dallo just allowed, bro. He escorted fucking what's his name into our box yesterday, Livramento. Come on, I'm not gonna watch that and say, "Oh, put him in." Bro, he ushered him in our box. He was like, "Tfaddal habibi, you want to get an assist? Go ahead." We watched it, bro.
Though, like I don't think that
we
Amorim gets a
I
pass.
think the word, yeah.
We should move on though, because I did want to talk about Chelsea before we wrap up. but-
Chelsea hype. There you go. Segment over. Everyone like and subscribe. We're out.
Why are we in
Now
with
let's go for
Chelsea?
me. Hold on. I'm saying
We can't talk about Chelsea.
And
if
we can
Arsene
talk
is
about
not here.
Ahmed's boys, Sancho. We can talk about Sancho if you
Yeah,
want.
RSM today for some reason, bro. What happened to RSM today? He didn't turn up.
Oh,
Nah,
he's
look,
depressed.
I think he's been like busy.
He's depressed over Cole Palmer.
Yeah. Now wait, but
Busy
I
doing
think
deals
that
with Todd
Amorim
Bowley,
definitely
I
does
guess, I don't know.
deserve another season only because he came in during the middle of this one. Now, if Amorim was brought in from the summertime, and let's say he had all of preseason, and then they were looking like this, then I'd say that they should sack him. But I'm gonna give him.
Can I just say as well, Will? Yeah.
Okay, go ahead,
Also, if Amorim had a player like Cole Palmer, and then who got like what?
He'd turn him
40
into a CDM.
No, he wouldn't. Because he turned Bruno into a CDM.
Turn him into a CDM.
You know how Ahmed is a hypocrite, bro. Because
Turn him
his
into a
boy
CDM.
Ahmed that he rates was holding bench under Ten Hag.
Yes,
This guy comes in, puts him right wing back, and puts him right 10, balls out. He's our best player, and if it wasn't for injury, he'd be killing it right now. And we all thought he was our player this season. But yeah, Ahmed, you find it so difficult for you to give him credit for that because
I give him credit. So you want me to give credit?
So you can't say he would have done that to Palmer when he's improved, or at least gave a chance to Ahmed to flourish the way he did.
Improving a player and giving a player opportunities is two completely different things. He's giving him the opportunity.
If it was that easy, why didn't Ten Hag do it?
Because Ten Hag has no brain cells.
So you just proved that Amorim at least has brain cells. That alone is why I'll keep him for.
But the ball's in hell. The ball's in hell though. The ball's in hell. We can't be comparing Ten Hag.
Can I just say? On this thing that Amorim hasn't improved. On this thing that name one player that Amorim's improved. Maybe not a player, but in terms of defensively, we're miles better than we were under Ten Hag.
You want to know another stat? Because that's all I do, bro. I just sit here, I work, and I read about stats.
Because you said who name me a thing we've improved on.
Why is
Touchline? You mentioned earlier that we conceded 3 goals for the second time this season under Emery, right? Only twice. You want to know what was the record under Ten Hag?
It was two in 6 game weeks. In 6 game weeks.
No, I know. But in his 2 years and couple weeks this season, you know how many times? Just take a guess. Someone just take a guess.
22.
Almost there. 24. 24 times in a little bit over 2 seasons. We conceded 3 goals or more.
Staffy, do you remember when we were 4-0 down at half time to fucking Man City? Man City, we were 4-0 up at half time. We lost 7-0 and we were 1-0 down at half time.
Using Ten Hag as the barometer, yeah, where we should be.
No. Do you know why?
Habib, I can only compare him to what he succeeded.
I've seen Louis Van Gaal. I've seen Louis Van Gaal keep clean sheets with Chris Smalling, and we're talking about flipping Ten Hag. Get out of here.
Yeah, Chris Smalling.
Is that an improvement on the last manager or no? Like we're just giving you the reality.
Yeah, hold on, let me put up too much. Yo, I'm definitely gonna butcher your name, so I'm not gonna even try.
Mohamed Al Hadi.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna call you M. Pick up the M for the super chat. I appreciate that, my guy. Yo, next time put a comment in there so that I can read it out for you. But
yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
As I'm saying, if you're gonna ask us what has he improved, we're gonna compare him to what was previously there. So to say it's improved, the defense has improved, the pressing has improved. I think statistically we're probably creating more chances. Although we were creating a lot of chances under Ten Hag at the start of the season. To be fair, you know what I'm saying. So statistically we're improving. It's just points wise at the moment in time, which all the Ten Hag outwards, by the way, was sitting there going, oh yeah, he needs to stick to his system, he needs to stick to his philosophy, he didn't stick to his principles. Now Amorim's doing it, and they're all saying, oh yeah, but results, look at the results. You got to,
we had no wins in Europe on Amorim.
It's more than.
And now he's won 6 out of 8.
This is what is important, right? Now, this is what I think is important in a situation like this, right? At the end of the day, personally, for me watching from the outside, I think that Manchester United, right, when it comes to Amorim, I would give Amorim next season as well, right? Give him his players. Let's see what happens in the summer, right? As far as the transfer window, who comes in, who leaves the club, right? And then if things don't improve next season, then there's your evidence, because then you can be like, well, at least we gave you your players. At the end of the day, Staffy, right? And
how many players is he gonna get?
You guys, hold on. You guys,
he's gonna get max 3.
Ten Hag.
That's what I'm saying. He's not gonna get a lot of players to throw a team around.
But this is the thing. In Ten Hag's first season, I'm sure you guys all gave him time, right? At the end of the day, you gave him the time because he won you guys the Carabao Cup.
I gave him the first season.
Exactly. The second season, when he brought in guys like Mount, I remember people were like, Mount, really? You understand what I'm saying, right? Nobody was happy about it, but people were willing to back Ten Hag. When things didn't improve, is when people were like, no, you gotta go. You understand what I'm saying, right? Because you were given the opportunity to sign your players, and we haven't improved. I think that's one thing that Amorim cannot say. Amorim doesn't have his players. This is still.
Amorim doesn't need his players. He just needs better players, because the margin of improvement is so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's literally what I say. He doesn't need players. He needs better players.
You give him better players, the football is still not good enough. Still not good enough.
We'll have to find out and see.
That is one thing I disagree with. I don't know how this football is going to be if you guys have different players next
season. He's a counter-attacking manager, bro. That's what he is, bro. That's why we do well in the big teams.
But maybe
we sit back. Bugatti does his thing. That's it.
So why do we do well in Europe? Why do we do well in Europe then?
That's why, yeah. When we come across smaller teams, and the onus is on us actually dominating, creating clear-cut chances. We struggle against top teams, Liverpool and City. We can counter them easy. We've been doing that since always.
Garnacho can't play against a low block.
Listen,
can't play against a low block.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is rubbish, and he beat Pep 3 times. Should we have kept Ole? Should he even gotten the job in the first place? I'm tired.
Ole had a better team than this.
And plus he had better players.
He had Ring,
and he was still not good enough.
He had Martial.
Yeah, but Ole was never good enough.
He was still not good enough. So what I'm telling you is.
But the thing with Ole was never good enough. Everyone who saw United from the moment he came in knew he wasn't good enough to be the manager.
You're comparing an attack.
Man United legend and all that stuff.
What Ahmed is doing here? He's comparing an attack of Greenwood, Martial, Rashford, Pogba and Bruno in behind supply.
We had Cavani as our backup striker.
Cavani as well. To Højlund, Garnacho. Ahmad isn't even better than any of them, by the way. Maybe you could argue he's a better footballer than Rashford. He's not better than any of them in terms of goal scoring. None of them. Yeah, he's definitely not better than Martial, right? And who else? Who else is a part of Xerxes? None of them get anywhere near that attack. Ahmad was at the club, by the way, when that happened, by the way. But he just wasn't getting in the team because they were all better than him.
And that is why, at the end of the day, as much as I think that Amorim should get criticized, I'm not gonna be like, you should sack the guy, because at the end of the day, he's dealing with what's his name, Ten Hag's players. These players were not good enough under Ten Hag. So they've gotten worse under Amorim, but these guys were still not that. They were not good under Ten Hag either, who was the manager who brought them in. You understand what I'm saying, right? So this is why, for me, I think that when it comes down to it, as much as I say that this squad is better than 14th, at the end of the day, some criticism should go to Amorim, but this squad is not.
Can you name me the Ten Hag players, please?
And sometimes, you know what it is? They always say this, bro. They always say sometimes you got to take 2 steps backwards to go forward. Looking at this squad and how bad you are this season, I feel like this will wake you guys up in the summer to realize that, you know what? We need a general clearance in this team. Now, whether that happens, I don't know.
By the way, Will wanted to talk about Chelsea, and we brought it back to this.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Will, no one cares about Chelsea, bro. We're all about Man United.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
It's not about Chelsea in general. It's just because since we were talking about Amorim and if he should be sacked, I kind of want to talk about if
Maresca should get sacked. Maresca is another one.
Like that, I wasn't trying to sit here and analyze the draw against Ipswich.
No, by all means, okay, fine.
That's crazy.
Should Maresca be sacked as well? Like
but the thing is, wait. The thing is, Maresca is another one who, from September to November, was doing this thing, and he's another manager who's fallen off, who should get sacked. He should get sacked, 100%. Because the thing is, I'll tell you why. The players that he's been given, and the amount of quality that he's got, bro. Not too long ago, he was in around 2nd place, or he was a few points off Liverpool.
He was like one win away from first.
Exactly. He also bottled a 20-point lead for Leicester. And when Ipswich were just right behind them, this guy has a knack here for bottling things. He's got a knack here for making the wrong subs. He's got all that quality, Palmer, this guy is one of the best players in the Premier League. He's not got a single goal in 2025. All of their attackers have absolutely not been able to score goals. So if everyone is not performing in the attack and everything's looking static, despite having good players, what does that tell you? What does that tell you? If
to be fair, they have the most big chances missed in the league, so you can argue it's a lot of individuals.
Yeah, but Cole Palmer.
From my perspective, I hear stuff here a lot. Will lie,
bro. You're talking about
because we have the same problem as Chelsea. You have too many chances created, and you're not scoring. It's just like,
bro, the thing is, when you're a team that's creating that many, I think they have the second or the most chances created in the league. Yet they have the most chances missed in the league. You can look at it in a way where, like, you're technically doing your job as a manager, which is getting your team in scoring positions. Now, do you attack the recruitment for not giving you someone who's clinical to finish most of these chances? Because if you score about 10 to 15 more goals, you're talking about potentially sitting comfortably, maybe in 3rd, based on how I saw this season. Maybe just giving Arsenal a push.
Liverpool have missed also big chances as well. They've missed just as much as Chelsea.
Yeah, but I was gonna say as well, by the way, stuff. It depends how many chances you're creating and missing. That's also a thing that I have to mention, because there are times I've seen it with my team example as well. It's the same story where, like, they don't create enough, but there's chance and they just miss. And then there's other games in which you create so many and you're still missing so many. Like, you'll have, like, let's say 20 shots. You'll have probably like 7, 8 on target, for example.
I think we can all agree, though, that Maresca deserves.
That's the problem. Like, it depends.
Wait. But like, on what basis does Maresca deserve to be sacked?
See how he's got higher standards for Chelsea than Man United? Crazy, if I speak.
Because they got a miles better football team than us, man.
Crazy.
Basic common sense.
Wait, but the thing is, though, hold on.
And also, hold on.
But they're still in the top 4 race, though. Like,
but we all know what Chelsea, their weaknesses are, right? Like,
defense. Yeah.
Chelsea have a very talented squad, right? I think Chelsea's squad is so talented that I bought a lot of stock this summer. Okay, now it plummeted, right? And I'm still waiting to recoup the money that was invested. But I think the issues that they have are evident, right? They need a center back, they need a goalkeeper, they need somebody that's clinical up front, and I think their attack is a bunch of creators, right? I feel like if they were to go get a clinical 9,
they don't have a focal point
at Chelsea, because they have so many people that create, but they don't have people who are clinical, aside from Cole Palmer. So now, if Cole Palmer's not on smoke, then their entire attack just looks very mediocre because there's nobody else that you can rely on to score goals. That's not a Maresca issue. I don't think it matters, bro. You can have prime Sir Alex Ferguson with this Chelsea squad. It's gonna be the same thing. Because Robert Sanchez is not gonna get
got a bit too far. But just on that, can we just start, like, maybe just Palmer isn't that good in the 10? Maybe he's just better. No. Maybe he's just better on the right wing. Because I've always felt like in the big games, especially when he doesn't have much of the ball, when he's in the 10, the game bypasses him. You know what I'm saying? When he's up against physical players, the game bypasses him. Put him on the right, and he's only got one fullback. He can take on any fullback, even without pace. He's got great skill. I always felt he was better on the right wing, personally. I don't know what you lot think.
Well, the thing is, I don't necessarily think it's Cole Palmer being in the 10, because if you want to go based off the numbers, he's still creating a fuck ton of chances. They're just not.
But you're watching his if you're watching his performances, if you're watching his, he's always going to have the stats. Palmer's always going to have the stats. But if you're watching his performances, in comparison to how it was from last season, without the numbers, it's the play is light and day. He's like, bro.
But it's also a different system though as well. It's also a different system, and like
he's playing right wing last season, bro.
This is only Cole Palmer's second season being like a main member of a first team, playing week in, week out. It's like a lot, and I know that he went crazy last season, but it's like people just expect him to be performing.
He has 20 GNA this season, so he's still putting up good numbers. But I saw a stat today. He's
but to be fair, Staffy, he got 5 in one game against Wolves, and then he got 4 in one game against Brighton. He literally stacked up 2 games.
I get what you're saying, but it's still a good return to have 20 GNA in the season. Still,
his output is always going to be but with Palmer, like. The reason why he's rated is not because of course, the output helps here, but what he's doing on the pitch is mad. But what I'm saying is that from September to like December, their attack, like Palmer linking with Sanch, and then you've got Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez balling out. Like it's like the team, the minute 2025 hits, everyone dipped. Like the whole team dipped. And when one player is just dipping and the rest of the team is still performing, you can blame that one player or he needs to fix up. But if it's a collection of players. And even when you're watching them play, bro, even against that team, against the Conference League in the first half, they were struggling against Ipswich with that amount of players. I'm seeing Rafinha, who bagged 7 La Liga goals last season, and the year before that, he played at Leeds, and all of a sudden, on the flick, he's having the season of his life. And this guy's got.
But it's different though, Ahmed. But it's different though because see, you have to remember, right? Rafinha's season has taken everybody by surprise. Remember, there's still Lewandowski that the defenders have to worry about. You still got Lamine Yamal, right? Then you have players like Pedri who are. Like what I'm saying is,
dominate the ball.
But one thing I will say this, right? At the end of the day, I think that Ahmed does have a point when it comes to managers like improving play. I think that at the end of the day, we cannot deny that the Rafinha's form, right, has completely transformed, because this is the thing. At the end of the day,
but look at the team that Rafinha's playing with.
But this is the thing, because this is let's remember, this is his 3rd season at Barcelona. His last 2 seasons that he was at the club, he had his moments, but he was never
second, no?
like
even Ferran Towers.
It's his third
season. Yeah, he arrived in 2022. You understand what I'm saying, right? So
he was pretty mid. He was pretty mid.
That's what I'm saying. No, it's not even. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say he was mid. He had his moments, but he didn't have like moments like he's having now, where every week, like you can see, every week you're watching Barca, he's doing something different. You understand what I'm saying, right? There's a lot more bravery in his attacking, right? He's taking more shots from outside.
Fucking hell, it actually is.
That's what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, this season, like you just mentioned it, if you look at the stats, and Staffy, you talk about stats all the time. At the end of the day, you just mentioned it. This guy's stats.
I'm stat merchant now.
That's what I'm saying, right? Last season, I think in our competitions,
stat merchant Staffy. That's my name.
By the way, but I don't want to talk about Rafinha too much. It's just the point of
no. This is on my. This is about the manager's importance of management.
So much chance to talk about his team.
Yeah, but at the end of the day,
this
bro,
is not about my team.
From last week.
No. Because remember, at the end of the day, we have a new manager. So does Chelsea, right? So at the end of the day, I see what I get. Ahmed is saying.
At the end of the day, the day's got to end.
Whatever, man. At the end of the day, I get it. You're a Real Madrid fan. You never like talking about my club. Listen, if you don't want me to use the analogy, I'll just keep quiet. Then it's all good.
Nah, bro.
Yo,
He said, if you don't let me give analysis, I'm gonna stay quiet. I think he hurt his feelings, bro.
No, I did not. No.
He do be down bad.
Nah, Omar, it's a joke, bro. It's a joke.
No, I know. It's all in joke. But at the end of the day, the point I'm just making is sometimes. But
not like
tired, bro.
When it comes to managers.
Bro, this shit was not supposed to be this long.
Bro, we're in 2.5 hours, bro. We've been arguing about Man United.
I mean, look,
we've been arguing about Man United for about an hour.
right here, though.
I blame Staffy for this.
I mean, if Ahmed, you know what? If Ahmed didn't just at me on Twitter every day, today was the first time I finally responded to him. He'll tell you he's been atting me for weeks, and I just ignore him every time and never say anything until today. I was like, because you know what, bro? There was just all cooking me at Said's comment section since yesterday. No one ever tells me I'm wrong. They just call me a waffler. They call me deluded. They tell me to stick to every other sport other than football.
Bro,
you know what, today I've had enough. I'm gonna respond to Ahmed because at least I know Ahmed.
Steffi, you know why?
You know what? Today I'm responding
Steffi,
to
you know why? Because you're an American talking about football, bro. At the end of the day, we all get it. I'm sure Will gets it sometimes. I get it. Everyone gets it.
Steffi, you know your stuff, bro. Like, don't worry.
When you talk about,
it doesn't bother me. It's just like.
No, bro,
at the end of the day, there will be a day where I'm like, you know what? I've had enough. I just want to respond today. Like, you can only be the bigger man for so much. Like, this what, like,
you're not that guy, pal. Trust me, you're not that guy. Okay.
Staffy's not that guy. What are you talking about? Staffy knows himself.
What is this guy talking about? Staffy's not that guy.
This guy Staffy.
By the way,
man like stop making
You know what's
sense.
funny about you, Staffy? I think the first time I ever heard of you, funny enough, was on the Back Again podcast, right? Where they were talking about United, and they had a clip of Staffy like reading like all of the records.
Yeah, it was reading all the stats.
Yo, that record, I will never forget, bro. I remember watching that show thinking, oh my god, bro! This guy, I think he read like a whole book of like records.
I read about 14 different stats that Ten Hag broke that season.
Bro,
there's a whole PDF document for that. Whole PDF.
Bro, shout out Mike LUHG, bro. He's the one who done that.
In the 1800s. This guy was breaking records in the 1800s.
I know that account on Twitter. He's hilarious.
Not anymore. When he was at United, he was hilarious. Now he's at Madrid. He's just
bro, Ten Hag got me beefing like my own wall, bro. I was talking to the wall on that. That's how I was going insane that season. I was going mad.
But we're really intrigued. Now looking back on it, we should have sacked him the season before when he lost the cup final. That's when I would have sacked him.
What was it? 10 hog,
now
1
you look,
hog,
guys.
2 hogs, 3 hogs, and all that. That's crazy.
This is gonna go for 4
I
hours.
remember, but never forget, guys.
Zir, I don't like when Zir talks. You conceded 2 goals to Hoyland. Please sit on the floor.
Brother, ايش دخلني يا اخي؟ ايش دخلني now? I'm not even trying to start.
Wallahi, English.
Wait. Okay, we conceded 2 goals to Hoyland. Now what? We still won, bro. We still won.
They talking about you.
Habibi, you won, but you know what's scoring? That's like 2 goals.
Yeah. Okay,
I won.
Yeah, okay.
And you needed an anonymous mistake to beat me. That's how bad I am.
You are not one to talk, brother. In that same group, you finished last.
Yeah, because of the حيوان I have Onana. I already know that. It cost me 12 points. And now it's costing me Europa League. But then
I actually know what Haiwan means.
I was just about to say it was mad that you went from all that to like now all of a sudden you hate the guy. Which I mean, I get, obviously. I hate my managers to win their shit. But like,
Habibi, 2 years ago, I knocked Omar's team out of the Europa League.
I'm just saying. I don't know why you're in your.
Zir. 2 seasons ago, I knocked Omar's team out of the Europa League. 2 years later, he's telling me I shouldn't be 14th, and he's going for a treble. And people think it's Emirates in 2 years. I went from beating Omar's team, now he's going for a treble, and I'm struggling in 14th. Yet they think it's a manager
Chelsea
issue.
2 years ago. You know where Chelsea finished 2 years ago? 12th. Where did Forest finish?
Brother, 2 years ago, I had Julian Nagelsmann helping me, doing a job.
But that's the point I'm trying to make.
Exactly, and we sacked the guy, and we ended up with this Haywan, this Hmar Tuchel. This Manuk. We ended up with this Haywan and ruined everything. Yeah, not just ruined everything on the pitch, ruined everything off the pitch, destroyed our aura signing this Mayet. Eric Mayet, not Eric Dar, Eric Mayet. That's what it was, brother. Yeah.
Huh? That was Ahmed.
Never forget, guys. Let's never forget. Last season, guess what? Bayern Munich wanted to replace. Hold on. They wanted to replace Tuchel with Ten Hag. Let's never forget. Remember they tried to get in.
If that happened, brother, it would have been the end, bro. I'd rather have Vincent Kompany than that fucking egg-headed
Bundesliga. He probably would have cooked.
Nah, he probably
wouldn't, bro. No, bro.
You guys would have probably won the league.
No, no, bro. If we did win the league, it would have been Kovac style, which is pathetic. Yeah.
All right.
Well, look, the job done.
Let's wrap it up here, though. Fucking hell, bro. 2.5 hours later. I think it's like the longest Mania that we've done, but it was definitely fun. Big up to the damn panel every single time, right? Shout out to my guy Staffy for jumping on. Big up to AA United, Touchline Facts, Edwin, I guess, Zir, and Omar BYT. Now, look, man, big up. Shout out to the chat as well. Make sure that you guys smash that like button. Subscribe to everybody that's up here. And this is going to take you over to American Waffle on TJ's channel. We're not going to be live for like another 30 minutes, but just go over there, right? Make sure that you guys subscribe to TJ. Let him know Carnage Raid. Turn on his notifications, and then I'll probably cook them in like 30 minutes. So, yeah.
Actually, when you get there, spam Arteta in. Piss off.
Oh my days.
Yeah,
You
know
what's funny, right? This Staffy guy, he's swear to God, bro. This
wrap up the stream first before we start a new convo.
I'm not gonna lie, right? I've seen a different version of Staffy recently, bro. He's just